You caused this! You didn't stop me this morning!
People trust nurses since they are meant to be caregivers. But what happens when the person who is supposed to help you turns out to be harmful?
I gotta take off.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his...
So you drove 40 minutes from Piedmont to meet a 13-year-old.
I didn't know she was 13.
That nothing would have happened.
Here are the times when evil nurses get caught red-handed. Starting with the head nurse of a detention center who denied an inmate medical care, tragically leading to his
Mr. Wingo was, in the night, he was disorderly and they were going to put him in close-ups.
Why was he down?
Because he was detoxing from opiate.
And he passed out.
Passed out? Really?
About 6 times. His vitals weren't taken because he was disrupted.
Yes, yes.
On the 28th of September 2019, police conducted an interrogation on a nurse from the Cobb County Detention Center, whose supervision led to one of the most shocking jail in history. Kevin Wingo, a prisoner, complained of having an excruciating stomach pain during his detention, but Annalene Visser, the charge nurse during his detainment, was less than enthusiastic to give him the care that he needed. What happened next was shocking.
That you reported to the nurse. What nurse did you tell that, like, hey, he's saying he needs to go to the hospital?
Well, they all heard me. Well, I said that he's saying he can't breathe. And I know Annalene said he just wants to go to the hospital. He'll be okay. She was the one that said to put him on close-ups.
And Annalene, just for clarity, that's Nurse Visser?
Visser, yes.
Charge nurse, right?
Right.
Did you look in the cell door?
Yes.
Did you look in the window?
It turned out that not a single staff member helped Wingo because of Annalene, which led to the beginning of a crazy situation.
We've watched the video, went back through everything. Now we're going to start back when you came into shift that morning, okay? All right. And we've talked to other people, so we've, watched the video, so we've got a better understanding now of what happened, what went on. As before we did the other day, we went into it. We didn't have video that day. We were just doing our preliminary interviews, and this is just something we follow up and do more interviews after this, just for our investigation. Okay.
Sure.
So that's what this is about. So that morning you came into shift. Could you explain again? What was passed on to you, his behavior,
Sure.
and just kind of slow it down for me so we can understand it, so we can,
Okay, so it was a Sunday morning. I came on duty at 6 o'clock, and the night nurse, Yvette Burton, she handed it over to me, and she said that Mr. Wingo was, in the night, he was disorderly, and they were going to put him in close-ups. She told me she was going to put him in close-ups. I said, okay, don't worry, I'll look at him, and if he needs to go, I'll put him in close-ups. She went home, gave me a report, went home. I went and sat at the desk. At that time, there was no commotion. He was in room number 8, okay, which is just a little distance. There was no commotion.
And at that time, where were you sitting in reference to room 8?
I was sitting near the officer's desk.
Okay.
So I sit there, which is about 3 doors away from me. He was in 8, 7, 6, and 5, just directly in front of me. Okay, there was no commotion. Then what happened is, while I got up, is the gentleman next to his bed was at the back, and there were 1, 2, 3 bunks. And here's the door. The door was here. And the gentleman on the right-hand side, Mr. I can't remember his name, Watkins, I can't remember his name. He got up to go to the bathroom, and Mr. Wingo got into his bed. So when he came back, he said, hey, this guy's in my bed, okay? And Marshall was on duty. She was the deputy at the time. And I didn't go yet. That was the first time that I went there. So we saw the commotion, and he was loud at the time, and Mr. Watkins, I think it was Mr. Watkins, if I remember saying, I can't remember his name. I think he said, getting out of my bunk, okay. We got up and he went back to his bunk, Mr. Wingo. Then later on, he came and he moved in between the 2 bunks, and he was lying there, and that's when the gentleman, Mr. Watkins, I think his name was Watkins, called and said, get this guy away from me because he stinks. And that's when I got up and I went to the window to see.
The nurse continued to make it look like the attention was not pain-related at all. She tried to act like she was right, even when it was obvious that she was completely wrong.
Somewhere else. And I told him that Annalene had said that you could make clothes on, but my rooms are full. So I didn't know where else to go the third time.
Okay. And I know from listening to the phone call, when you talked to Major Harris, you expressed to him that you had one open cell, but it was away. It was 14, I think, and you said, hey, I don't want to put him down there because I can't keep my eye on
You can't keep
him.
an eye on them.
So-
He's detoxing.
Right.
You know, they need to be where you can see them because detox can have issues.
So that's why you suggested the pad was so it could be monitored and watched,
Yes.
just in case. When you're pulling out first appearance and such, and you said you reported to the nurse, what nurse did you tell that, like, hey, he's saying he needs to go to the hospital?
Well, they all heard me. Well, I said that he's saying he can't breathe. And I know Annalene said he just wants to go to the hospital. He'll be okay. She was the one that said put him on close ops.
And Annalene, just for clarity, that's Nurse Visser,
Yes.
charge nurse, right?
Right.
Okay, so she's kind of the one who runs things when the doctor's not there. It's the charge nurse.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, keep going.
But yeah, there was, I don't even remember who else was there. But like I said, I do remember she was sitting there. It was her day at work.
The truth was that Annalene only saw him as a nuisance and never saw his cries for help as serious enough to warrant her intervention.
Okay. He was loud, he was, I don't know what he was saying. He was just disruptive, loud and shouting, and I couldn't remember exactly what he was saying. And that's why Marshall said, I think I'm going to put him in close-ups.
So Marshall said that she was going to put him in close-ups.
Yes. She said, I'll move him so that he can go to close-ups. That's when she called Gordon, because he was rowdy and because that guy wanted to hit him because he was on his bunk. And he said, if you don't take him away, we're gonna hit him.
Okay.
And Marshall moved him out.
When was the last time his vitals were taken?
Listen, probably the night before, I think. I don't know when Yvette does it. I think they do it about, I don't know what time they do it at night. And we only do it at about 8 o'clock. His vitals. But if he's disruptive, you can't, I don't go near them as far as vitals are concerned. Only for
And I've seen the video. I didn't see the disruptive part. So in the video, there are people that we can see that are employees that they're concerned about him in the room, and they stated that he fell over in the room.
No, he didn't fall. Well, I didn't see that. And he never told me he fell. Neither did the other inmates say that he fell at all. He was lying between the two bunks. I don't know, maybe he thought that was the bed or he just wanted to lie there. And the only reason I went there was that gentleman, Mr. on the right-hand side, said, move him because he stinks. We don't want him here. And I asked him to go back.
Did any of the nurses say that he
What?
fell?
No,
To you?
not to me. No, not to me at all.
Would it be surprising if some of them did say that they told you that it
I would be surprised. Yeah, because I went there. I went to his room. I don't know if you saw that in the video.
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
the video.
I did go to the room.
Yeah, you did.
I did go to the room and ask him to move back.
Now, when you asked him to move back, what was his, how did he move back?
He moved back with his hands onto the bunk.
Did that look a little bit
No,
like not normal as the way he was
no,
crawling?
he had on white pants. When I asked him to move, he moved back. He scooted back with his hands.
It turned out that Annalene only paid attention to him because he was being loud. However, he wasn't disruptive at all. Life was gradually seeping out of his body.
Did anybody mention about taking his vitals to you? Do you remember that? When somebody said that to you?
No, nobody said take his vitals. No.
Okay. No.
I went over there because he was loud, okay, and because the guy said he was lying in between the two bunks. Yes, and he continued being loud.
So you don't think you were just coming to an assumption since you heard him and warned about that you know, he was acting out? But,
Well, maybe,
'cause, you know,
maybe I was warned, okay,
Yeah.
maybe, be careful,
Yeah.
maybe, but I mean, Marshall moved him out because he was disruptive, which is not everybody's fun.
Okay.
And we didn't want to fight.
No, you don't want to fight.
Sure.
I'm just having a hard time recalling that no one stated his medical emergency to you. That, and think about this: while you're sitting at the computer, you're telling me that no one made a comment to you about him not being able to breathe.
No, I promise you, nobody.
Okay.
I'm not lying, I promise you.
Okay. And nobody, you're telling me nobody made a comment to check his vitals.
No.
Do you know what his oxygen level was when he came in?
No.
You don't recall? Okay.
I don't recall that.
Despite the worries of other staff, the charge nurse forbade others to offer him any help.
I said at one point he fell over into the floor, and that's when I told her, I said, he's sitting on the ground. And then he made his way back. He wasn't standing, but he made his way back to the window and again asking, he said, please help me, I cannot breathe. And that's when I said, look, I'll do his vitals, can we just pull him out? That's when she got up, stayed behind the secretary's desk and just looked. And she said, he's fine, he just wants to. It was 97% last night, whenever, I guess, from night shift.
Right.
And set back down. So, pretty aggravated.
But
It's bothered me.
Let me ask you this, from I've never been in the medical field. You have a charge nurse, then you have other nurses that she's the supervisor of the nurses.
She is, we answer to her. She gives us
Okay.
orders.
So if she gives you a direct instruction, and you disregard it,
I can be.
you can be terminated or
Yes, she would have to go
disciplinary
to.
action.
Oh yeah, definitely. She would have to in turn go to our nurse manager. But she could send me home for the day. She could, in turn, it could turn into something more major.
So you felt like you were obligated to follow her direction.
And then, like I said, I don't want to question. She is an RN. Like I said, I'm just EMT. I just draw blood. Maybe she's been here. I know she's been here a super long time. I know she's seen things. Maybe she felt like it was okay. But then once I had found out, later on that what all had happened, I just started to cry. I'm sorry.
No, you're
That has bothered me.
Yeah, I understand.
That has bothered me so bad because
Yeah.
very, very bad.
Up until this point, all of the staff followed Annaline's lead, but they remained suspicious of the man's status.
Why was he down?
Because he was detoxing from opiates. He does IV heroin and he snorts
Was there
heroin and
anything else that was down there, or complaints that he was down there for?
not that I know of.
His
No.
ulcer?
I just know it was opiate thing. It was opiate detox.
How about an ulcer? Because that's what he went down for, was an ulcer.
I don't know. Nobody told me anything about an ulcer. No.
Is that
When she handed over to me, she obviously interested him. When she handed over to me, she said it's for opiate detox, and it's IV heroin, snorts it, and snorts cocaine.
You guys normally look through the notes and the charts
You know
between
what?
shifts.
I normally do because I'm going to hand over to the doctor. Okay, it was Sunday morning, so I hadn't gone through his stuff at all. I think he was room number 8, and we had other people before him. But I do go through it normally to hand over to the doctor, if there's anything else. But if it's good, she really is good, and she normally puts down everything if there was an ulcer. And if really didn't mention it,
Wait, you're saying you didn't look at the chart that morning?
I did not look at the chart. No, I did not look at the chart. I just got through from her. And this happened, I came on duty, 6 o'clock, she handed over to me about 20 past 6, I think she left. And at 7 o'clock, he was already being loud and getting into somebody else's.
No. And, you say he's being loud. What else was he doing, besides being loud? What was he?
What can I say? Just, as I say, getting into other people's bunk, I suppose, what do you call it? Not being obedient, not following command. Don't know why he wanted to get into the front bunk on the right-hand side. I don't know why.
Was any of the times when he was talking, was there anything saying about being in pain?
No.
Because my view of the video is he's in physical pain, and he passed out.
Passed out? Wait.
About 6 times. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
When he was getting on the boats, he was passing out. He did it one time he was standing straight up and he went flat straight back. Boom. And a nurse saw it,
Which is,
who was sitting at the front counter. And she looked up. And she
the
said,
tech saw it at the front counter. Tiana.
The interrogation further proved that she didn't do her job as the charge nurse. It was reported that she tried to fight the detective's evidence against her.
And he fell right back. Nobody told me that. I promise you, nobody told me
he
that.
passed out. He had it 6 times. He went south.
How could he pass out and then just come through quickly? You know what I mean?
He fell out. It wasn't a fake fall. And no, it was what
Okay, nobody told me that. Nobody told me that he fell. Nobody told me that.
He went to the bathroom multiple times.
Who?
The inmate.
Okay, you know, apparently he was complaining of a penile discharge.
He had that in the ulcer.
I know, Dr. Olsen. I don't know. Okay, I only read that afterwards.
Blood in vomit.
No.
That's what he came down for. For south.
But you know what? He came down for that and then he changed his tune. Remember? He came down, so he hasn't got that anymore. He said, now I've got, I think it ended up with penile discharge.
Obviously, you're in charge. You're in charge. So we got to see.
Sure.
People did talk to you about it.
No. Nobody told me that he fell, number one, or that he's vomiting, or that he's passed out, or that he's complaining. No.
I'm not for sure if he was vomiting while he was down there, but that was the reason he was coming to their end for an ulcer and for.
Okay, he came down originally, apparently, because he wanted to go to the ER. And you know, when they come off opiates, they want more opiates. So they say, I need to go to the ER to get more drugs. Could be, I'm just saying, could be, that he maybe wants more.
I mean, I've seen how that would happen.
You know, so we can't, I mean, if there's a reason to send him, we would have seen him. If he's vomiting blood, or he's pouring blood, we send him to the ER.
Send him for a bleeding ulcer.
If he's bleeding, sure.
If there was an ulcer.
If there was blood and he's vomiting red blood,
yes,
sure, we would see him.
So how about if that was happening before something? You got sent down for that.
Well, then the officer would tell us, and you know what we say is,
well,
if he is vomiting.
The nurse is the one that sent him down for it because she was there. I believe.
Yeah, the field nurse, yeah, she sent him down.
What, for vomiting?
And his complaint was of ulcers.
Of ulcers. Okay, so that's new to me. But usually, okay, what happens if they say on the pod they're vomiting? We usually say, give them a red bag so we can see the vomit. Okay, that's all I want to do. I don't mind, you can come down. Let me see the vomit. And when I see the vomit, I call the doctor and say, listen, he's got vomit, blah, 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 blah. And the doctor will say, send him out or start an IV. We're good at that.
But that's what, and that's, this situation is before you.
Before I came on duty, sure.
So that's something that we're trying to look into too and see what the circumstances are with you being the charge nurse. So, did they, and I'm not assuming, was there blood in the vomit? Is that what was said for coming down, or was he saying that?
Just complaining of ulcers and came back. The blood and vomit was several days before that he was complaining about. And
while in custody?
Yeah, while in custody. Yeah, because he was given by the doctor.
Oh, it's a few days. Okay, it's a few days.
And that's when he was in Hurry South.
Okay, it was given Finnegan. I remember he was, I think somebody told me they gave him Finnegan.
So he'd been thrown up for a few days.
I don't know about a few days. I mean, we had Finnegan if you got it once, we'd give Finnegan. Right. You know, we don't know. Sure.
Even though the detectives attempted to make her realize her mistakes, she only took things to the next level.
How about if it's a compliant patient before they leave and they somewhere else is their vitals taken?
If they're moving him, I mean, he's a medical patient. Why would they move him to stand or the extension? I wouldn't move him because he's a medical patient.
I know, but I'm saying that on a normal stance, a person that's moving out of the treatment firm, is that part of the process for people determining the vitals before they left?
No. If they're close-ups and they're cleared by mental health, they go straight to the department and do their vitals. If they're cleared, because they want to kill themselves. Right. When they're cleared, they go straight.
So how about a medical patient?
A medical patient, well, we do all the vitals. We do it once in the morning and once at night.
How about if they get cleared?
Well, if they get cleared, so the doctor comes, goes around, clears them, the vitals have already been done in the morning. Unless they've got high blood pressure or there's some reason why we have to recheck it, then we do, no problem. Or blood sugar, we recheck it.
I'm learning from this too, that's why there's so many questions.
Sure.
So, So in my mind, are you saying, I'm not doubting that he was saying words and stuff, but in my mind, are you thinking and being a little bit more precautionary of saying that he was rowdy because of the nurse statement prior saying he was disorderly?
No, I think I heard him.
Right.
I heard him being disruptive.
I mean, being disruptive as in as being loud talking.
No, as in cursing.
Well, that's what I mean by loud talking.
Cursing.
Was he fighting? Like
No.
was
He wasn't fighting at all.
when he sat down?
No, he wasn't fighting at all.
So what I'm trying to get at is when the vitals were taken, either way, if he was compliant.
His vitals would have been done when it was his turn.
Yes, I understand that part, if he stayed in there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that because what I'm looking at is, with his vitals been taken, if he was leaving out of there.
To go to the annex.
Yes.
No, they would only move him to the annex or to close hold if he's disruptive.
Right.
Do you
But
understand?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if it's a normal thing that happens when anybody leaves our vitals taken, or if it's you guys take your vitals are taken at morning time.
Evening time, yeah. Unless the doctor says he's got high blood pressure, recheck it to do it again.
Then you would check it when
But if he's moving because he's disruptive and he's loud and he wants to go to the ER, no. In fact, we're scared to go near them because you never know. They'll attack you or hit you, you know what I mean?
I understand.
I don't go near them.
But that's why I keep, because I'm trying to make sure I understand that if they leave out of there at any circumstance, you're saying their vitals wouldn't be taken necessarily. It's only you take them at 7:30 in the morning and probably 7:30 at night.
Sure. 7 or 800 times. As soon as it settles down and it can be, remember, they would be done when it's compliant with Marshall. Do you understand? With the deputy. She's got other stuff going on, and if mental health is out, she can only bring out so many officers. Right. So we wait until she says, I say to her, can we do the vitals? Can we start? And she'll tell me when everything's calm, okay, I can bring 2 or 3 people out. She just brings 2 at a time. You know what I mean?
Things were only getting crazier by the minute. She acted on assumptions that were clearly false.
Are they supposed to be checked when they go into the pad?
You know what? If they, okay, but normally, no. Because they're weeping, they're agitated, some of them are aggressive, some, I don't touch them. I really don't, unless they calm and they say, listen, okay, otherwise, no.
No, but...
And most of them refuse. They say, I don't want to talk, I don't want to answer your questions, just leave me alone. And I put there, will not answer questions, won't answer. Because I've got to admit them. Mm-hmm. So everybody who goes into bed, I've got to admit them.
So,
you understand?
So would you say the only time that you would check on an inmate that went into a pad or something is if they're put in a chair, or if they're...
Or if they released. They're released. Okay. Otherwise, the office, unless they fight, they get into a fight, or they start bleeding, or they vomit, or they jump from the top, or whatever, then go.
So
otherwise,
so when he went into the pad from leaving from your guys' and
to that
into the pad, and nothing was going on different, it's unnormal that it would be abnormal if he did get checked for vitals or check on him because he's not in a chair.
No, he won't be checked. If he's taken from room 8 to that extension, he won't be checked. No, that is not the normal because they're moving in because he's disrupted. Okay?
So the reason his vitals weren't taken is because he was disrupted.
Sure. He wanted to go to the ER.
And
well, that goes against what I was asking because it wasn't because he was disrupted.
They moved him because he was disrupted.
No, they
and the guy.
Listen, I'm not trying to trick you.
Okay.
His vitals weren't taken because he was disrupted.
Yes.
They were.
They would not take him because he was disrupted.
Well, that's kind of contradicting what we already in process. Because you were putting me under the understanding that vitals are taken at 7:30 in the morning.
Yes.
7:30 at
night. Yes.
So vitals weren't taken because he was disrupted.
Well, vitals weren't taken on him that day because We hadn't started doing it, number one.
That's what.
Okay, we hadn't started doing
That's
it.
where you see where, I don't know if you take, because vitals weren't taken because he was disruptive. Vitals are taken because 7:30 is when it happens, he was taken out, because the vitals are taken when the nurse does his meds and they come out and check.
Yes, and everybody gets their vitals.
You guys do not check people's vitals when they are leaving the infirmary to go to
the extension. No.
And then his vitals were not checked at the extension because that is not a normal thing for when they're putting him in there for that case.
Yes, no.
Okay, see, you were going for
The other way
you were on the disruptive part, and you've already told me that, so I want to clarify it to be sure that that is what we just said is the correct one.
In the end, Annalene Visser admitted that she denied Kevin Wingo medical care. Unfortunately, she was left charge-free and is still working as a nurse. Next up is the case of one of the worst serial in Canada.
I knew they were going to, and it was just an opportunity to give the family a rest. No, she was like, I want to die tonight. I was trying very, very hard to get close to God. I want to have a good night's sleep. I want to spend Thanksgiving weekend with my family.
On the 5th of October 2016, Elizabeth Wetlaufer was heavily questioned about her work as a registered nurse, involving the of more than 8 senior citizens. What happened next was a chilling confession no one can ever forget.
I said, based on our investigation, there could be some pretty serious criminal charges that result of our investigation. Okay? So having said that, if you wish to speak to a lawyer at any time, I don't want you to hesitate. We can make it happen whenever you like. So whether it's now, 5 minutes from now, an hour from now, or 3 days from now, whatever the case may be.
We're not going to be asking questions for 3 days, are we?
I hope not. I hope not. I'm just saying that any time that you want to speak to a lawyer, that you're kind of in our company or whatever the case may be, you let us know and we can make that accommodation for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because in your position as a Canadian citizen, you're entitled to have free legal advice from a legal aid, duty counsel lawyer, a lawyer of your choice, whoever you like.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And like I said, because there could be some criminal charges that the result of our investigation.
Right.
Okay. Also, and I know you've been read this many times before, that you may be charged with many criminal offenses, and you don't have to say anything in answer to the charges that you face. But if you wish to do so, we're going to do that today. But whatever you do say could be used in courts. And I know we had that conversation in the car on the way back to Woodstock, and I asked you to repeat it in your own words, and you kind of gave us a few of describing it in your own vocabulary. You said something like, it's not Vegas. What happens in the car on the way back doesn't necessarily stay in the car. Right? So same thing in this room. Anything that you say and everything that we talked about should be used as evidence at court.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
So kind of, to put it easily, the same rules apply. Okay? And if you've spoken to any other police officers, I know that you've dealt with the Toronto police officers. There was a couple officers in the car on our trip back here. If anyone's persuaded you or tried to push you into making a statement, whatever they said, I don't want that to influence you in any way. Okay?
No, what I'm about to say, I'm giving up my own free will.
Okay. All right. And I appreciate that. And we'll get moving forward. For another few things, and I know that we said this in the car, you are not under arrest right now.
Okay.
Okay, I want to make that very clear to you.
Okay.
Okay, you're not under arrest. The door is unlocked. Okay, I'm not impeding your way to the door. If you want to leave at any time, if you want to stop talking to me at any time, you just let me know, and we'll just carry on from there.
Okay.
Okay, but you're not being held here against your will. We're not forcing you to speak to us. We just have some follow-up questions from the investigation that kind of got going while you were in Toronto.
Yeah, being interviewed is hard because it takes so long.
It does.
So I'll do my best. Like I said, if I have to get up and pace around a bit or whatever.
If you want to take a break at any time, you let us know. If you want to get up and pace around, I'll just kind of hang tight here and we'll just keep conversing as long as you're comfortable.
I'll go as long as I can.
Okay.
From this point, it was clear there was something off with Elizabeth. The detectives just weren't sure how to frame it.
But before we get into that, I just want to kind of get an idea of your career and where you've been in your career and kind of how you got into things and.
Registered nurse. I started from Huron Park Secondary School. I graduated grade 13, went for a year of journalism school.
Okay.
And then went to Bible College, London Baptist Bible College in London. Graduated with a degree in counseling, with a bachelor's degree in counseling. And then discovered that that's wasn't really gonna get me a lot as far as work-wise and career-wise, and so I went back to Huron Park High School for a year, and I took a year of math and sciences, went on to Conestoga College, and it's in Kitchener, but they have a Stratford campus, so I went there for the 3 years.
Okay.
And then when I graduated there, I worked in a place called Geraldton,
Okay.
which is 16 hours north of Toronto,
I was gonna say that's quite a bit north, isn't it?
3 hours north of Thunder Bay.
Yeah, that's way up there.
Yeah. Worked there, couldn't stand the isolation, moved back. Worked for an organization called Christian Horizons here in town in one of their group homes till 2007. At which time my marriage fell apart in February 2007, and I met a woman online, and she decided to move to be with me.
Okay.
So I ended up quitting the job I was at and going to Crescent Care to make a little bit more money because I was the only bread earner. So I started working at Crescent Care, I believe it was June 2007.
Her career was rocky from the start, which was already a sign of her erratic behavior.
Fired from Crescent Care.
Okay.
For a medication error.
Yeah.
Then from there I went to Meadow Park Nursing Home.
Okay.
And left there to get help with an addiction issue. Hoping that it would get help with that as well. And then when I came back, I started working again in January. I left Meadow Park in September of 2014, and I started working for a nursing agency called Lifeguard in 2015, and I worked with them for over a year, and then in July 2016, I started working for St. Elizabeth's Healthcare.
Okay.
As well, I was still working for Lifeguard.
Oh, okay. And how did that work? Did you just split your time between the two, or was it just kind of a part-time position at both organizations?
St. Elizabeth was my priority.
Okay.
So, and Lifeguard is very much, you pick up the shifts as they come. There's very few scheduled shifts, so
Gotcha.
I could say yes and no to them and focus on St. Elizabeth.
And were those roles where you would do like in-home care with different clients?
With Lifeguard, it's an agency, so you go into nursing homes, you go into people's homes, you go into like retirement homes. We did a lot of different things, a lot of one-on-ones with people, like in their own homes. 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, sitting with them. A lot of stuff I did was sitting with palliative patients.
Right. Okay. That would be tough.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Like, because I knew they were going to.
Yeah.
And it was just an opportunity to give the family a rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, it's an important role. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't see it that way and wouldn't even notice the care that these people are giving from people like yourself, right? So to give the families a bit of a break and take that role is important, which a lot of people don't see, right?
Because when someone's dying in the house, families don't want everyone to be asleep at once, right? And that can be very hard if you're not able to do that.
That's right.
But if you have a nurse there that says, no, it's okay, I've got this, I know the medications they get, it's going to be all right, then,
Everyone kind of rest easy.
yeah.
According to Elizabeth, she only wanted to be a good nurse. The confession was only getting more chaotic by the minute.
What do you think? What do you think the reason is that you slipped into the addiction back in a week? Like, what is it just the stresses of the job that you were facing, or dealing with
just
your personal life as well? And
just always feeling like I had to be the best possible person, and very, very stressful job, giving medications to 32 people, making sure treatments were done on 32 people, charting for 32 people, supervising 4 PSWs who sometimes didn't always get along, and sometimes didn't always get along with me. It's a hard job. Any nurse will tell you it's a hard job.
I believe it 100%.
And then they would add different things like, oh, you have to do this and that to say who's here, and counting the medications at the end of the shift, and it was a hard job. And I always was putting this pressure on myself to be a really good nurse and to do everything perfectly. And every once in a while, when I could get a hold of a Hydromark or two and take it, then that pressure was gone.
Right. And the treatment center that you went away to, where was that?
I cannot remember. I've tried to remember.
Yeah. Was it local or?
No, it was out of town. It was like a good 2-hour drive.
Okay.
You know where the locks are?
Yeah.
Near Niagara.
Welland.
Welland?
Yeah.
It's a little town outside of Welland.
Okay.
And they have it's an 18-day treatment that they have, and I was successful. I went through the whole thing.
Nice. So all 18 days?
Yes.
Okay. And it helped?
Yes. Yes.
What about family? You're born and raised Woodstock?
Yeah, born and raised in Woodstock. Married from 97 to 2007.
Okay.
We broke up February 2007. No children. I wanted them. He never did. My mom and dad are in their 70s, 75 and 76. I have cousins all over the area.
Yeah.
And my brother and his wife and 4 kids, they live in
Okay.
and they're quite active. The oldest one is 26 and he's got a wife and 2 kids. He lives with his parents. They all live with the parents except for my...
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, just one big house of crazy.
Happy family, huh? Have you been out to visit at all? Been out east or?
I've been to see their house once.
Yeah.
They've been here a few times.
Nice.
They came in 2013 for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Nice.
And my nephew and his wife stayed behind and lived with my parents for a few months while my nephew tried to go to Bible college.
Okay.
But he wasn't successful, so they went back.
Her history of mental health wasn't what you'd expect from a nurse. It just further proved how wrong she was for the job.
So as far as your latest position at St. Elizabeth,
yeah,
that was your last position as a RN, is that
yes,
correct?
It was.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said you resigned from there?
Yeah.
Okay. What brought you to that?
That's where things get a little crazy.
Okay.
This is part that I haven't told the doctors. Because it seems so stupid now. When my ex and I broke up in 2007, I was already taking the medication for my borderline personality disorder. And I was so angry. And it was like a voice said inside me, I'll use you, don't worry about it. And the different times that I have caused people's deaths or caused them discomfort through the insulin, I believe it was the influence of that voice or whatever it was. It wasn't a voice in my head, it was a voice in here. And when I would do it, afterwards I would hear like a laughter in my chest. So, started working for St. Elizabeth, and I was doing well, but it was a lot of pressure. And the way that, that I've he's left to die has been through insulin. And after my 30-day evaluation, my supervisor came to me and said, you know, I'm really sorry. We wanted you for Woodstock, but we have so many kids in schools in Ingersoll that need help with their insulin pumps that you're going to start working in Ingersoll. And I panicked. I didn't want to do that. Because I felt, you know, what if? Those are kids. So I think it was about a week after that I quit. Yeah. And then I packed my stuff in the car, and I drove 2 days into Quebec, thinking like I would just sort of run away sort of thing. And then I thought, no, that's just stupid. So I came back, and I was going to tell my parents what was going on, but they had visitors from Scotland. So I didn't tell them, I just, spent 2 weeks pretending to go to work.
Okay.
While the visitors from Scotland were here.
Right.
It's funny, but it's not funny. And then, once they left, I decided I didn't want to nurse anymore. I didn't want to hurt anybody anymore. So I also quit my other job. And then I decided, whatever Friday that was, that, like, I did a lot of looking into how I could get help, because I realized I needed help with whatever this was.
Right.
Because part of me had started to believe that it was the devil, and part of me thought it might be God as a purpose through my life. And I know the doctor asked me those questions, and I didn't answer them because I was so ashamed. But I just, I didn't want this to keep going on, so I quit both jobs. Looked into where I could get help. Dr. Fernando is my psychiatrist, and he's not a very nice man. So I went on an online support group and was talking to people on there, and they were saying, you know, get some help. So then I started researching some psych boards and stuff, and I saw CAMH, and they are the only mental health facility in Ontario that has an emergency department.
Okay.
So I made a decision, and I went there one Friday morning. I took the train, and off I went. And before I went, I told three people what was going on. My friend from AA, and my friend. I told them what was going on. They said, yes, go and get help. And my friend drove me to the train station.
Things took a darker turn once the detective delved into the patients she hurt.
I didn't see him every time. He wasn't always my patient. I just knew from what people had said that he would grab the nurse's breasts and buttocks, and he would say horribly inappropriate things about his wife, that now he was there, you know, he was going to fuck all of she was going to fuck all of Woodstock, and just would say inappropriate things. And he did touch me inappropriately once.
And where was that?
On
your
my
body?
breast.
On your breast. Okay. And were you alone in the room at that point?
Yes.
Okay. Did he have a roommate at all? Did James have a roommate?
He must have. He wasn't in a single room. So he was either in a double room or a quadruple room.
Okay. Would you remember any other residents that would be roomed with him at that time? Or?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That's okay. What portion of the home was James in at this point?
He was in there's an east wing, south wing, north wing. He was in the north wing, was halfway down, and he was either in a double bed or a quadruple bed.
Okay. Alright. And the diagnosis of his health at the time you were caring for him, do you remember?
He was post-hip surgery and he had dementia.
Do you remember how old he was approximately?
No, I don't. I'm going to say 80s.
In his 80s?
Yeah.
Okay. And, sorry, he was not a diabetic?
Not a diabetic.
And, sorry, you said he had dementia?
Yes.
Okay, which you've also noted here as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about the night. Was this the first person that you did this to?
That I tried. well, there were other people that had done it too who didn't
Prior to James?
prior to James.
Okay, and are they documented on here?
He's the first one who
Right.
back here.
But there's some other,
People who didn't die.
right, so I can't read that first name.
Clotilda Adriana.
Okay, so that was, I mean, they're both September
Oh, three.
2007, but that was
Yeah.
before James?
Yeah.
Okay. So was this your first attempt at overdosing these people on insulin?
Yes, Clotilda was.
Just Clotilda.
And I didn't really want her to, I don't know, I was just angry and had this sense inside me that she might be a person that God wanted back with him.
And is that feeling you're referring to that you had in your stomach
Yes.
sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay, is that the point, and I hate to get off topic here, but the point where you had these feelings in your stomach and almost that laughter after it happened,
Yeah.
is that the part that you didn't tell Dr. Khan?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to be clear on that.
I told him about the laughter in my stomach, but not the feeling that this might be the person that God wants.
Okay.
Because I just sounded so stupid.
It's your feelings, right?
She still remembered clearly what she did, like she planned all of it on her own.
But yeah, I just had a sense after my marriage broke up that God was going to use me for something. And then after a while I started to really wonder after some of the, if it was God or if it was the devil fooling me.
Did you feel like you were doing the right thing for these people?
No. No. I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do, but it wasn't what was right for them.
So James, then, it was in the evening that this one took place, right?
Yeah.
It says here at about 9:30.
Yeah.
Run me through.
About
portion of
9:30, I gave him a dose of 50 milligrams of insulin. He's not diabetic. So I used a borrowed insulin pen, borrowed insulin, and gave him an insulin. And at 3:30, the PSW, well, throughout the night he was yelling out, "I love you," and "I'm sorry." It's not to me, but just you could hear him calling out in his room, and that's what he was calling out. And then at 3:30, the PSWs came to me and said that he was gone. So I did what we're supposed to do. I went and listened to his heart and chest, called the doctor, called the family because that's what they wanted. Family came in and sit with him for a while. Doctor came in and said that his cause of was from an embolism due to his post-hip. He'd had hip surgery. Doctor ruled it embolism due to post-hip surgery.
Who do you think he was talking to when he was yelling out, "I love you"?
I thought it might be his family. I really did. And when they came in and talked to me, they wanted to know if he'd said anything. So I told them that I was so ashamed. So ashamed. Yeah.
When you were speaking with the family?
Yeah.
And is that the family that kind of commended you for the work that you had done? And
Yes, and that I've been there for him, and yes.
How'd that make you feel?
Awful. Absolutely awful.
How did you deal with it?
I just went home, went to bed. You know, I felt awful. Maybe I fought with my girlfriend. Did some exercising, you know.
Yeah.
Played some games on the computer and just tried to forget about it.
Did you have a problem sleeping that night at all, or anything like that, or did you?
Well, I was working nights, so I was.
During the day then.
I would say I tossed and turned a bit. Yeah. Felt pretty bad. And I didn't want to see the family again. So I tried to make sure I wasn't working when they came to pick up their stuff, and I wasn't.
And what room? Do you remember like a room number, or just like you
No,
said
it was down in our phone.
the wing? Yeah.
At this moment, Elizabeth revealed that her first patient was a handful. This only proves that she was problematic from the start.
Yeah, like I said, he could be a bit of a handful. But, you know, he ate and drank normally, he took his pills when you told him to. So, nothing else I can really remember about him. But this is, you know, 9 years ago, so.
It's a while ago.
Yeah.
How long after? Sorry, when did you break up with your husband?
I broke up with
August
him.
2007?
Oh, no. I broke up with him in end of January, beginning of February 2007.
Okay, so it was quite some time till September until you actually,
Yeah.
all right, I guess.
By that time, I was in a new relationship with a woman.
Okay. Who was that?
Her name was Maureen.
Did you ever disclose to her what you were doing?
No, absolutely not.
So you just kind of went about your thing with Mr. Silcox?
Yeah.
Went home that day, did your kind of some exercising, computer games, went to sleep. Did you work again that next day?
I don't remember.
Don't remember. Do you remember who you would have been working with on that occasion?
No.
No?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You want to get up and stretch?
I just do a lot of fidgeting.
Okay, that's okay. Hey, you're not bothering me. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
If I need something, I'll do it.
Okay. You betcha. Do you remember who your supervisor would have been at that point?
Well, that would be Helen Harambe.
That was the head nurse?
Yeah, she was always like, whoever was on as the nurse was the charge nurse. So I was the charge nurse. And at night, so as the charge nurse from 3 to 11, I was in charge of 8 PSWs. And I was and then there was 2 other wings. And so at night, as the charge nurse, I was responsible to look after the RPN on the other side. I'd be a resource for her.
Okay.
There were 4 PSWs on that side and 4 PSWs on my side, so 9 people.
Okay.
And then Mrs. Conde, of course, she wasn't around with me.
Okay. She's for kitties.
Yeah. So she's who we all answered to. She was, her and the executive director, Brenda, I don't remember her last name. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna pass gas because of the joy.
That's fine.
Despite her confessions, the detective knew there was more to it than what she was saying.
As far as Mr. Silcox goes then, besides what you were feeling in your stomach, and besides that you thought that this was a purpose that you were given on from your relationship forward after breaking up with your husband, right?
Yeah.
You indicated that he wasn't a very nice man.
No, he wasn't.
Is that a portion of what happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
I wonder if that's a portion of how I chose him. And afterwards I did feel a release and a relief. Like a release of pressure.
Okay. Because throughout this document, and as we go through it, a lot of these people, you kind of describe them as not very nice people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's a tendency or a pattern that we see as far as, is that why you chose these people?
Yeah, I'm not, it might be, but I also know I just felt like they were the ones.
Right.
I had a feeling inside that they were the ones.
Before you injected insulin to Mr. Silcox, was it a spur of the moment thing? Had you thought about it when you reported for duty at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
I started thinking about it about 6 at night, I think.
Okay. And do you remember who the pronouncing doctor would have been?
No.
Like how did that process work?
That process, the way it worked was person's found with no vital signs. Nurse goes in with the stethoscope, listens for 1 minute. If there's no heartbeat, no lung sounds, nurse goes and calls the doctor on call.
Okay.
There was also a sheet that we had to fill out if we thought it was a coroner's case. In this case, I don't believe we thought it was. And then family is called. And the doctor may wait to come in and pronounce in the morning.
Okay.
Family can come in and visit the body at any time.
Okay.
So then the PSWs would get the body ready.
Okay. So prior to the doctor announcing in the morning, the family could come in and spend time?
Yeah, so the PSWs would just clean them up, put on, clean breeches and clean up the bed and stuff.
Right. So you said Mr. Silcox, you said we didn't think it was a coroner's case. Whose decision would have that been?
I guess I'm using the royal we.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So would that be just a decision that you were trusted to make?
No, there's a form on the computer, and you go down through it, and if you tick off anything that says yes, you notify the coroner.
Okay. All right. But you would have clicked off those boxes? yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously, knowing that you had done this to Mr. Silcox, did you feel that you wouldn't click yes so that attention wouldn't be drawn to you?
You know, I honestly can't remember if he was corner case or not.
Okay.
He might have been.
Now, with insulin...
Even though I did this to these people, when I did their... But see, it's phrased as, does anyone have a reason to believe that this is not natural?
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't click that one. If I had done anything. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
The detective made a discovery on how Elizabeth felt during all of these.
Did you ever have any concerns that he didn't pass away while you were working and that, suspicion may arise?
No, I didn't. Well, yes, I did a little bit. I always wondered if they'd find the site where I gave the shot and something, there'd be an investigation. I always wondered that.
Right.
But other than that, no.
And even though it passed through your mind, did you just continued on about your duties?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember what part of the body he would have been injected in?
Maybe the leg. Because at that point he didn't have a lot of body fat, so...
Maurice didn't?
He didn't know. And when you give a subcutaneous injection, it goes in to the body fat, so...
Okay. And you documented that he was a cancer patient?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what type of cancer he had?
I think it was prostate.
Prostate?
Prostate, yes.
Okay. And what did the outcome hold for his future as far as the cancer in his body?
He was dying.
How old do you think Maurice was?
75, 76.
Alright. That's right, he was in a double room?
Yeah, I believe it was a double room, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember who you had been working with that day?
No.
Same supervisor or the charge or the head nurse?
No. Sorry,
that's okay.
It's so far...
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a significant event in your life, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned that you can't remember every question that I ask you. If you can do the best that you can, that's all I can ask for.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you can remember about Maurice at all?
Not really, no.
No. Okay. Do you know if he was a coroner's case?
There were people who loved him, that's what I remember. I don't know if he was a coroner's case.
Who loved Maurice? Who did you know that would come visit him?
He had friends that would come and visit him, that were like family to him. A man and a woman, that's all I remember.
And how did it make you feel when Maurice passed away?
Not good.
And what happened from there?
I wasn't there when he passed away. I didn't work that day.
Do you remember if you worked the next day?
I might have. I know when I found out that he died, I'll have to see how long it took and figure out the notes and stuff to see what it got.
Okay.
And just getting a coin out to fit it with.
Yeah, no problem. Whatever you need. So after you found out he had passed, you kind of read through the documents and...
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing anything that kind of said,
No.
This isn't a good thing for me, or?
No.
Okay. So...
And even if I had, I couldn't have altered them.
You could have, or
could not.
Okay.
Elizabeth may keep her stories short, but everyone can see through her lies.
I made a bit of a fuss about her that night because she was very lucid. And we talked about how much she liked blueberry pie and ice cream.
Okay.
So on my break, I went to Walmart. I got a small blueberry pie and some ice cream and brought it to her, and she ate 3 or 4 bites. And then that night I overdosed her. Because, like I said, I had that feeling that it was her time to go. And
what do you mean by that? Do you think she was towards the end of her life at that point?
No, that she was the person to go next.
Okay. And that was in your mind, in your stomach? Where was that feeling?
In my chest area. And after I did it, I got that laughter.
Okay. When would you feel that laughter? Would you feel it right after you injected it, or once the person passed away?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay. And Helen was, you figure that she wasn't a diabetic?
No.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, how much insulin would it take to kill someone that wasn't a diabetic? Or
I don't know.
You don't know that?
No. So it was kind of hit and miss.
You didn't know that as a nurse, that this amount? Or?
No, there is no set amount.
Okay. And I'm just just, I just simply just don't know that
No,
answer. so
there is
that's
no
fine.
set amount.
Okay. Alright, so different people would react differently to different amounts, is that fair to say?
Yes, yeah,
And it would obviously make a difference if they were diabetic or not a diabetic?
yeah. I believe she the next day.
And it said, I don't here, the doctor declared her to be palliative, and she died 2 days later.
2 days later, okay.
And do you remember how much insulin that you had given Helen?
60? I don't know.
And where would you have gotten that from?
From the same supplies I
Same.
always get it.
Okay. Do you remember where Helen was in Crescent Care?
Yes, she was on the south wing, and probably about 4 doors down from the nurse's station, in a double room on the right-hand side. If you were facing the end, she was on the right-hand side.
You don't say a lot of negative things about Helen here. Did you get along with her okay? Did she ever do anything to harm you or?
No, she was very quiet. It was just, I got that feeling that she's next, this is her time to go.
And her health at that point, what was her diagnosis?
She was, I couldn't tell you her diagnosis, just that she didn't get out of bed a lot, and she had to be fed her food, fed her pills. So she was near her end of life.
How old do you think Helen was when this happened?
I'd say about 85 or 86.
And do you remember what doctor were you there when she passed away 2 days later?
I don't think so.
She knew all too well how the patients would react to their medication, so it was confusing that she was so nonchalant about their negative effects.
So if you issued an insulin injection to somebody, Helen for instance, do you remember where Helen was injected?
Probably her arm.
Okay. So do you remember if she had a reaction at all?
A reaction?
Do you know if she confronted you in what you were doing at all? Was she able to?
She might have said ow.
Was she used to getting insulin or needles?
I don't know if she was.
Alright. But she wasn't combative or she didn't confront you and ask you what you were doing?
No.
Okay. Alright. And you said once you gave them their insulin,
I tried to stay away from it. Sometimes I was very interested to see what was happening. I would just try to stay away from it.
Okay. Would you ever go back into their rooms while they were still alive to see kind of how they were progressing through the?
If they were my charge, yes, I had to.
Okay. Even though you had attempted to take their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. And you would. What kind of symptoms would they show? Was it different for everyone? Or?
Well, usually they'd get very diaphoretic, red. They could lose consciousness. They'd shake. Some people, one person had a seizure. I think it was just one person. 2 people stroked right out.
Right after receiving the.
Not right after, but they stroked out.
Over time.
Actually 3 people, because they believe James stroked out as well. So.
Mr. Silcox.
Mr. Silcox, yeah.
Okay.
The list just went on, and now she was talking about her 4th victim. However, everything was clearly fun and games for her.
November 2011. Mary Zerwinski, is that?
Yeah.
How you recall her last name being pronounced?
Yeah.
And this was at Crescent Care?
Yeah.
Okay, and you said that she wasn't a diabetic, but she had dementia?
That's right. But she could talk and communicate a lot.
Mary could?
Yeah, she was feisty.
Was she?
Yeah. She didn't hurt the nurses or anything. She was just very outspoken and feisty. And one night she said, I'm going to die tonight.
Mary said that?
Yeah. And I said, oh. And she said, yeah, why don't you get me into the bed so I can. And I said, are you sure? And she said, yeah, put me to bed. I'm going to. So I said, okay. And I went to the other nurse that was working with me. And she said, oh, okay, well, let's put her in the Silas care room if that's what you want. So we did, and then I thought, well, she must be the next one. I had a feeling inside of me she must be the next one. Because she was saying she was going to die, but there was no signs she was going to die. So I gave her an overdose of insulin. she became palliative, and she, I think it's been a couple of days, I think.
Yeah, since she's died, the next afternoon is what you've made no road here, but, perfect. Sure. There you go.
Which one has the vodka in it?
Now she was claiming that she felt guilty and wanted to be closer to God. However, this didn't last.
Do you remember being present when she...
I don't think I was.
Right. And therefore probably wouldn't be a part of checking the boxes?
No, I didn't do the boxes for her.
Who was there to see Mary on a regular basis? Who came to see Mary?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Do you know if she had family?
Maybe a son, but I don't know.
And Mary being, we'll refer to her as your fourth victim.
Yes.
The fourth person that, that you were successful in insulin injections. How did your emotions start to feel as it kept continuing?
I kept having a lot of guilt. A lot of guilt. Mary, well, as you'll see, after Mary was Gladys, and after Gladys there was a period of 2 years where I didn't do it. 3 years where I didn't do it.
What was going on in your life at that point?
I was trying very, very hard to get close to God, to make sure that this wasn't Him, and to just live my life, read the Bible, go to church, and not do that because I didn't want to do it anymore. So I tried very hard. I'm still using a little bit.
The Hydromorph?
Yeah.
And alcohol?
Yeah.
What was your drink of choice?
Rye.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say it like that, but I make it sound like it's, yeah, rye.
Would you?
Rye and Bailey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop a rye and pop down some water.
Yeah.
Yeah, rye and water.
Okay. And typically how much would you drink in a week?
In a week? Probably about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rye or?
Drinks. I don't know. From the shop.
Okay.
If you're gonna go by, I know if there's no drinks, so like 3 times 9, 27.
So like you'd be drinking triples?
Yeah.
How would that make you feel in combination with the Hydromorphs? And
I never did it with the Hydromorphs.
no? It was either one or the other?
It was either one or the other.
Okay.
The booze is more just for when I didn't have the Hydromorphs. And if I was going out, but I didn't go out with people. I always went out mostly by myself and just, I took scratch and win tickets and took booze and
yeah.
I would drink and do my scratch and win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't matter if she apologized at this point in time. She was already in really deep trouble.
What can you say to them? That would matter. I'm sorry isn't enough. I should have gotten help sooner. I took something from you that was precious and was taken too soon. I honestly believed at the time that God wanted me to do it, but I know now that's not true. And if I could take it back, if I could get help sooner, I would have. And I'm sorry.
Like I said, I admire you for everything. Whether it took 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever it took for you to finally get help, that's a big step.
Oh, thank you.
Right? I mean, you could have been in this situation and taken this to your grave.
Yeah.
And who would have known? Right?
That's what I was told to do by a lawyer.
What's that?
Take it to my grave and not tell anybody.
So you've confided in a lawyer as well about this?
A long time ago, yeah.
Was it after all of these people?
It was in 2014 before I,
before you went to Welland? Or,
yeah,
sorry, to
the Welland
rehab center?
Yeah, to the rehab center.
So you spoke to a lawyer?
Spoke to a lawyer, and she was the one who told me to get out. I need to go to the bathroom.
No problem. Just for the record, and so it's documented, I have 6:26. Let's take a break, okay?
Yeah.
Things took a darker turn once Elizabeth questioned what would happen if anyone caught her.
What was going through your mind on those days off? Were you thinking when's Gladys going to...
I would wonder if she had, I would wonder, you know, if this would be the time I would get caught. You know, what was I going... Every time I walked in after somebody had passed away, I always wondered, this is the day I'm going to get caught.
What kind of consequences play through your head? Like damn, I'm caught, the gig's up. What kind of consequences do you think you're going to face if that were to happen back in 2011?
Fired, jail, no more nursing lessons. That's exactly what I'm looking at now. Although I took myself out instead of being fired, but jail and no more nursing lessons.
As far as in 2011 though, and having that feeling, like when did those feelings start to say in your mind, like, I wonder if this is the time I'm going to get caught? Did it happen right at Mr. Silcox, or did it?
Yeah, probably every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gladys, do you think, did she have a reaction when you injected her?
She fought a little bit.
Did she?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like she struggled around, so I kind of fought on her leg that I could do where she couldn't reach me and pinch me.
Okay. Would that be something difficult if you were giving her medication? She'd let you pinch?
Pinch, scratch, feel up her mouth.
Is that common in patients?
Yeah. And like even the PSWs who had to change her product, sometimes she'd fight them and scratch them and pinch them and twist their hair and
Do you think that played into any part of your actions with Gladys? Particularly with Gladys?
I don't know. I think some of it did. You know, the stubbornness and stuff, and just kind of okay, you're the next one to go. But again, there was always that red surging that I identified as God telling me, "This is the one. You know, this is how you work for me."
Did you ever try and fight that feeling?
Later on, as you'll see.
Okay. But when you got that feeling in your chest and stomach, would you directly go to get the insulin?
Pretty much. As soon as I had time with the rest of my job.
How many patients would you be caring for on one shift?
32.
You'd be responsible for all 32?
Yeah, 32.
So each nurse would have 32?
Yeah, nurse, our registered practical nurse.
Okay. So that's a busy day. And I know we talked about it earlier, but again, just to revisit that, do you think that's something that played into this?
I think
the stresses of the job?
I definitely think
Because you had a lot going on in your life.
Yeah, I definitely think the stress played into it. Maybe made my mind more susceptible to stuff.
Did you ever go to work intoxicated by alcohol or at all?
No.
Did you ever use at work?
Yes.
The Hydromarks?
Yes.
Often?
Probably once or twice a week.
Yeah.
By this point, bouts of guilt came and went like a true psycho.
November 2011, I came home from a cruise of the Caribbean, and I was feeling guilty. I was feeling damned. I was feeling confused. I was feeling like I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was feeling like if I could somehow connect with God strongly enough that I wouldn't do it anymore. And so I spent a lot of time reading my Bible and praying and deciding I just wasn't going to do it anymore. So I had the odd urge to do it, but I resisted by going to church, reading my Bible, praying, and telling God I didn't believe Him that He wanted me to do it anymore.
So as far as fighting off that, would you still have that feeling, like that burning feeling?
Sometimes, but I did a lot of praying about it, and I just did a lot of praying, reading my Bible, getting very involved in my faith, getting very involved in my church.
Right. Okay. And obviously, with what you've told us so far, that it helped.
Yeah.
What you've documented.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to be aware of that happened in between those times?
No.
Okay.
no. I didn't tell anybody or anything like that.
Except for the pastor, sorry, when did you?
That was, I told him after Helen Young.
Okay.
He was after Helen Young.
I'm just going to turn this off because it keeps vibrating. I apologize for that.
That's okay. I may fart and I'll have to apologize for that.
There we go. So that was after Helen. Right. Okay. So Helen was at Crescent Care. Where was Helen's room?
She was on A side. I had been transferred to A side, which is a new unit, like, well, relatively new, 10, 12 years old. I was on the first floor. I was the charge nurse for the first floor, and she was in the room closest to the nurse's station.
Okay. Where was that like for me going to Crescent Care, would it be closer to Fife or closer to Norwich Ave side or?
So there's the retirement home. There's the wall that joins the retirement home to the nursing home. There's North Wing. There's South Wing. There's East Wing. And then down at the end of the hallway of East Wing is Unit 1 and Unit 2 in the building right on top of each other.
And what was the purpose of that area of Crescent Care?
Oh, it was all single rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Helen was in her own room?
Helen was in her own room, yeah. It was all single rooms, that area.
Despite her not wanting to hurt her patients, she still did the unthinkable.
When were you fired?
Late March, early April.
Was it when she was at the hospital? Or did she come back and then?
She had come back and then I was fired.
And then she lived for a few more days.
Yeah.
You were fired in the meantime.
Yeah.
And she passed.
For something that had nothing to do with her. And my timeline may be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It may have been February. Because I know by the middle of April I was working again at Meadow Park Nursing Home.
And that's a month.
Yeah.
What was the cause of your firing then? Sorry, there was a medication mix up at Crescent?
I had a few medication errors, and strangely enough, not on purpose, one of our residents was missing her long-acting insulin that she got at supper, and it was coming from pharmacy, but I wanted to make sure she got her insulin, so I took insulin from another person who I thought was the same insulin, but it was short-acting, and it gave her a seizure because she wasn't used to it, and she was okay. We helped her, and she was all right. But when they figured it out, I was fired because I had other medication errors as well. No, different things. Eye drops, a lot of different stuff.
And what do you think that was a result of?
What, med error? The workload. Yeah.
Was it anything to do with, were you still using it at this point?
You know what? I never made a work error. I never made a med error when I was using it at work. Never.
Just had you focused?
Yeah.
Did you ever commit any of these deaths when you were using?
No.
So no med errors, no deaths.
When I was using it.
It was all the feeling in your chest and your stomach and
Yeah.
your
The
sword.
surging and yeah. And then the laughter afterwards, which was really, it was like a cackling from the pit of hell, if that makes sense.
Did the cackling continue when Mrs. Young was injected with insulin? After that 2-year break?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
it is. It's the same cackling.
Same cackling.
Same feeling, same cackling.
So then did you work anywhere between Crescent Care and Meadow Park?
No.
Okay, did you go directly from one to the other?
Pretty much, within a month.
And would those medication errors be documented in a reference letter, or
No.
were you made aware of anything like that Meadow Park, were you aware of the reason why you were
I told the person that hired me at Meadow Park, she told me she had found my resume somewhere, because I never applied to Meadow Park.
Oh, really?
But she had found my resume somewhere, and she called me because they needed a nurse.
Oh, okay.
So when we did our interview, her name was Heather, I forget her last name, she's not there anymore. When we did our interview, she said to me, why did you leave? And I told her, I said, I'll be absolutely honest with you. I was fired from Med-Airs. And she said, well, tell me about them, and I did. And she said, okay, well, I believe in second chances, so you're hired. Full-time afternoons, and it was a 1-year contract.
If you thought the craziness ended there, Elizabeth had also attempted to hurt multiple people.
You have a portion on the 4th page here, and it's titled People Who Didn't Die. What can you tell me about?
Okay, Clotilde Adriano. She was the first person I ever gave extra insulin to.
Okay.
I think I gave her 40, and I just, again, there was that surging, but it wasn't so much that I wanted her to die, it was more let's see what happens. And I did that to her on more than one occasion.
Okay.
Albino was...
Sorry, she was prior to Mr. Silcox, right?
Yes.
So this was the very first person that you
Yes.
injected with insulin?
Yes.
Okay, and we're at Crescent Care?
At Crescent Care.
And her room was where?
Her room was in the east wing, second door on the left. And then east wing, first door on the left was her sister Albina. She was diabetic.
Okay.
She was October 2007.
Sorry, that was her sister?
Clotilda and Albina were sisters, yes.
Oh, okay.
Then there was Wayne. He was on the north wing. He had dementia. He was diabetic. He could be uncooperative. And I gave him a large overdose. Because I thought it was his turn to go.
That was Wayne?
That was Wayne.
And sorry, how old was, and I hate to go back, I have a few more questions. How old was Clotilda?
Clotilda was 90 or so.
Okay, and her sister?
Albina was probably 82.
And did they have family that would come and visit?
Yes, yes.
Alright.
Very much so.
Who would that be that would come to visit?
Clotilda, I think it was her daughters, and Albina was her husband.
Okay. And long-acting, short-acting?
Short-acting at that point.
In 07, you were still doing short-acting. Okay. And do you remember the dose that they would get?
Wait a second. What would they get at night? It was long-acting, because it was what they got at night. With those two, it was their own insulin, just extra dose. So
okay.
Probably 30 to 40 extra.
And then Wayne, how old was Wayne, sorry?
I'd say 60.
Okay, oh, so he was younger.
He had developmental challenges, as well as dementia, as well as being diabetic, as well as being a handful. He wanted to. So again, that one night I just felt that surging, but he didn't.
How would you know he wanted to?
He would say it sometimes, that he just wanted to go.
Where was Wayne in the Crescent?
He was in room 8, which is the men's ward down at the end.
So 8 or A?
8.
The number?
8 north. 8 north.
Alright, and would that be roommates in there as well?
Yes.
Do you know who he was roomed with?
No.
By this point, Elizabeth explained what the medicine does, and it was completely evil.
It robs you of your body and you still have your mind. You get progressively more agitated, you get progressively more psychotic, and you're in a wheelchair and you've got all these movements that you can't control.
And how old was Mike?
He was 54. And again, one night I just felt that surging and I thought, now this must be God because this man is not enjoying his life at all. So I gave him a large amount of insulin. I think I gave him 90 total.
Did he ever do anything to harm you?
No, never.
Did Wayne?
No.
Albina?
No.
Clotilda?
No.
This takes us to a different location, Telfer Place in Paris. That's obviously Paris, Ontario, correct?
Yeah.
Outside of Brantford, Woodstock area?
2016 winter.
Okay, and that was Sandra?
Yeah, and
How
I
old
was,
was Sandra?
Sandra, I think she was in her 70s.
And Telford Place, what was the breakup of the rooms there? Where was she located?
She was down the wing, straight down from the nurse's desk, about 2 doors on the left.
Okay.
And she had 3 roommates.
And she described her a little bit of personality in her health.
Tall, not very well. She didn't walk anymore. She had a good sense of humor. She often said she didn't want to be there. And so one night I gave her an insulin overdose. But she survived because the nurse that came on next went to check on her to do something else and noticed that she was sweaty and took her blood sugar and saved her life.
Okay. And how did these other people survive?
It just didn't. Oh, Clotilda and Albina, they found them.
Those victims were fortunate enough that the other nurses went up to check on them. However, not all of them were that lucky.
The nurse who saved Sandra,
Yeah.
was there anything that ever came back on you?
No.
Any retribution, consequences?
No, she never figured it out that I know of. She even asked me about it and asked if I thought she'd done the right thing.
Who was that? Do you remember her name?
Diane, I don't remember her last name.
And what were you working at that point? What shifts were you working at Telford Place?
Whatever I got called in for. I was actually working for a nursing agency at that time called Lifeguard Agency, and I was sent to Telford as a lifeguard.
I see. So you were never employed by Telford Place?
No, I was employed by Lifeguard, and I would go to Telford and to other places as well.
And that's when you got involved with St. Elizabeth as well, right? When you were with Lifeguard?
Yeah. Just, I was only with St. Elizabeth like a month and a half before I quit.
Okay. 2016 of August, which is not too long ago, you're employed with St. Elizabeth, it says here.
Yeah, I was frustrated with my job. I had a huge workload, having to learn a lot of new things, just a lot of frustration. The weekend that this happened, I had all of the people that I had to look after. Most of them were in Ingersoll. I didn't know any of them. And on the Saturday I went in and I was doing my care. And this is really the only one that was pre-planned, because on Saturday I went in and I was doing care on Beverly. I noticed that she had a PICC line, which is a line that takes medication straight to your heart, and that she was a diabetic. And so the next day when I went in, I was really frustrated, and I could just really feel the surging and the laughing, and I gave her a huge amount. I gave her, I think it was 180, three doses of 60 through the PICC line.
Did she question that at all?
No, because I used one to rinse the PICC line, one to put into her antibiotics, and one to rinse the PICC line again. And she survived. She was fine the next day.
It seems like Nurse Elizabeth was upset that her plans didn't fall through. Little did she know that the guilt would eventually eat her alive.
How does that make you feel going through all that?
Awful.
Do you feel like there's a burden lifted off your shoulders?
Yes, I've done the right thing.
Do you feel there's a sense of relief?
Yes. And now I know that it wasn't God. And I'm ashamed of myself that happened, but I also think that it was mental health. You know, I think it was, I wasn't in my right mind. Or I would have been able to tell. I mean, I was raised to believe in God. I was raised from a baby to go to Sunday school, so how could I get such a strong feeling that this is what God wanted, unless it was something wrong with my head?
I know we've talked about what you would say to the families and so on and so forth, but again, I feel for the people that are going to find out in the days and weeks to come about what actually happened to their loved ones, right?
I do. I feel horrible. If there was ever anything I could do so that nobody did this again, I'd do it.
Just few other things to cover off then. That, the things that some of these people would do to you, the hitting, the pinching, the grabbing of your breasts, would you ever report that?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was always reported and charged on.
And that's just documented on their charts?
Yes.
Okay. And was there any, there's obviously never, not obviously, but was there ever any charges or criminal matters that came of any of this at all?
No. That's part of working in the nursing home. That's just what they do. Might even be your fault, dear.
Yeah, who said that?
Mrs. Conbeck.
Yeah. Do you think that might have played a role in your actions?
No.
Maureen, your ex. What was Maureen's last name? When was the last time you talked to her?
I think about, 4 years ago when she wanted money to move back.
Oh.
We were only together for a year.
Okay. So she came here from...
Yes, and brought her 2 kids.
Okay. The teenage kids.
Yeah.
At this moment, the charges for Elizabeth were almost certain. The detective just had to fish out more information from her.
Here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay? And part of this is going to be up to you. What are your plans going forward from here?
Going forward from here, I want to go home.
Okay.
I want to have a good night's sleep.
Okay.
I want to spend Thanksgiving weekend with my family.
Okay.
And I want to be available to the police at any time they need me. And if I have to come back for trial, I have to come back for trial.
Okay.
I have no plans of leaving. I can surrender my car if you want me to.
Okay. Are your parents, are you close with your parents? Like, what type of relationship do you have with them?
Very, very close. I have to tell them tonight what's happened.
With mom and dad?
Yes, they know that. They know that I've been in. They know that I've been in the hospital, but I just told them it was for treatment. But yeah, my plan tonight is to go and talk to them one-on-one, like face-to-face, and tell them.
What do you think their reaction's going to be?
They're going to be devastated.
What do you?
I'm gonna plan on staying the night there, so they have access to me.
Okay. What type of support do you think you're going to get from them?
Eventually, all the support I need.
Okay.
I also plan to go to my AA groups. I had planned on doing 90 meetings in 90 days. And just keep up with, like I plan to, see, one of the things that happens with me is I isolate and then I start to not do well. So I plan to, do the Thanksgiving thing, keep up with my friends, clean my apartment, tell my parents. Those are my plans. I have no plans to leave town. I've done this and I'm ready to face it, but I would love to go home for a night.
I think that's going to happen.
Bless you.
Okay. I think that's going to happen. As I said at the very, very beginning of this, whatever time we started ago, hours ago, you're not under arrest right now.
Okay.
Okay, but as you can imagine, okay.
Despite the huge confession, the detective kept calm. It only meant Elizabeth was going behind bars for a long time.
You've done some things to some innocent people.
Absolutely.
Some pretty, what people are gonna have opinions of you, and people are gonna, right, exactly. Having said that, there's something in the Criminal Code of Canada, and this is usually results in someone being charged with a criminal offense and being placed on such a thing called an 810 peace bond. Okay. And basically what an 810 peace bond is kind of a promise given by your word given to us, and it's a court document that's issued by a judge that puts you on certain conditions, certain conditions limiting you from doing certain things, having certain things in your possession, attending certain locations, and if you were to breach those conditions,
right,
then you would be arrested and further charged with breaching this, what's called an 810 peace bond.
Okay.
So basically, You've heard of a restraining order?
Yes.
It's similar to that.
Okay.
Okay? A lot of people call them restraining orders, but it's actually in Canada called an 810 peace bond.
Okay.
And again, it just limits you from doing certain things, attending certain locations. It could be things like still getting help for your mental health, your substance use,
Yes.
surrendering your passport.
I have no passport.
Not practicing as an RN.
Yeah.
Not attending nursing homes, things like that.
Yeah, okay.
If that were an option, which, like I said, usually that occurs with people that are charged people or convicted of certain offenses.
Right.
That's part of their punishment sometimes.
Okay.
Would you be willing to enter into an 810 peace bond prior to being criminally charged?
Absolutely.
And do you understand what I mean by the 810 peace bond?
Yes, yes. It means I have to do it or I come back and I'm in jail until everything else happens.
I don't know what would happen if you were to breach it as far as jail and the consequences.
Yeah.
The only thing that I want to make sure that it's clear to you and that make sure that I'm getting my point across is that it's basically a document that you're going to swear to sign and agree not to do certain things, not in your possession. And I'm not saying that's going to happen right now.
Okay.
Because it has to go in front of a judge.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's just an option that we're looking at because, as I said, we have the responsibility to protect the public.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's why I want to know what your plans are.
Yes.
I want to know that you're going to go home and be supported by your family.
Yes.
I want to know that you're
Cell phone
going
will be charged at all times. Always on my body if you need me. I will be here. If you need me to come here, I'll be here. If you need me to wait for you to come and get me, I'll do it. I was totally committed.
All right.
In the end, Elizabeth Wetlauffer was charged with multiple counts of attempted and aggravated. If you thought that was crazy, brace yourself for the doctor who kept insisting he did nothing wrong when he was already caught in the act of misconduct.
I gotta take off. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything. Steve, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Ever. You know my record.
So you drove 40 minutes from Piedmont to meet a 13-year-old.
I didn't know she was 13.
That nothing would have happened.
On the 25th of August 2006, police arrested Dr. Morris Wallen after trying to set up a meeting with someone younger than him. The interrogation proved challenging for law enforcement.
Hey, you made it. Come on back.
Thanks. How are you?
Good, how are you? Pour me a drink. I'm actually gonna put on my suit so maybe we can get in the hot tub so it's all warm.
I can't. Oh, jeez.
So where are you coming from?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so there probably was a lot of traffic, huh?
Do you have a towel? I gotta take off.
Sir, I need to talk to you for a minute.
Oh.
On the ground.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything.
Despite getting caught, the doctor didn't believe he did anything wrong.
What am I being booked for? We'll explain all that to you. Can I call my wife?
You can do that after this. You're going to talk to a detective and just...
Yeah, I explained that to him already. He's just not, he's failing to...
I'm not failing. I'm just really scared. Nothing to be scared about.
There's nothing to be scared about?
No.
I'm somebody who has never done anything in my life. You died a traffic ticket, and you wouldn't be scared?
You're in some trouble, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in big trouble, and I feel like I made maybe a mistake, but I didn't do anything. I'm here in handcuffs. I have pictures being taken of me left and right. I don't know what I'm being accused of.
He seemed to think he was too good to be arrested after breaking the law, but he would soon come to realize that he was very wrong.
Okay. Like I said, my name's Steve Nelson. I'm a detective with the Petaluma Police Department. First thing I'm going to do is explain to you your Miranda rights, okay? Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge before any questioning if you want. Okay? So, I'd like to talk about what happened today. Okay? Let me just confirm some information about you. Your name is Maurice Wallen? Okay. If I can have you verbalize.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you live at 304
Scenic Avenue.
In Piedmont?
Yes.
Okay. And your birth date is 2/28 of 58?
Correct.
Okay. What or screen name do you use?
I really need to have an attorney, I think, present.
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell me what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? You're being charged with, I believe, attempt lewd acts with a child under the age of 14 and burglary.
Burglary?
Yes.
Stealing what?
By entering the dwelling that you did. Okay. So at that point, I'm going to bring you back over to booking. You'll be transported to the Sonoma County Sheriff's.
Am I going to jail?
Yeah.
Dr. Wallen didn't even know what he was going to be arrested for, or he was pretending not to. However, the detective was adamant in getting answers.
Steve, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Ever. You know my record. I've never had more than a traffic ticket.
Okay.
What happens when I get to the Sonoma County Jail?
They'll talk to you whether you can arrange bail or anything like that. Other than that, you'd probably be in jail until Tuesday for arraignment.
I didn't do anything. What did I steal?
Okay, that's what I told you. It's not about stealing.
What did I?
Okay.
What did I take?
Okay, let me just stop you for a second. You asked to talk to an attorney.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to discuss this further because I can't. Okay, unless you want to waive your right to have an attorney present.
Can I call my wife?
You will be able to make a call later on.
I need to call her now.
Okay, I'm not going to base this on. Do you still want to have an attorney present?
I will answer what I can.
Okay. So again, I just want to make this clear that you do not wish to have an attorney present, that you want to talk to me about what happened today.
But I may decline to answer. I think it's incriminating.
Okay. Maurice. I'm not going to play games.
I'm
here.
not playing games. I'm scared out of my mind.
Right. And I understand that.
You saw my record. I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Okay.
And now I'm being charged with very serious offenses.
Okay. There's rules I have to go by. The fact that you've asked to speak to an attorney, okay, I have to visit that. And I have to respect your constitutional rights.
All right, let's talk.
Okay. So I just want to clear, you want to talk to me without the presence of an attorney.
But I'm also making clear that I'm not going to answer things that I think could damage me.
The story was starting to unfold, and it looked like the consequences were going to be severe.
What screen name do you go by?
I use Tall Dreamy Dog.
Okay. Is that a Yahoo
Yes.
website? Okay. Okay. Why did you come to the house in Petaluma today?
I was curious.
Okay. Curious about what?
I chatted with someone online. She had asked to meet me on several occasions. I declined. And today again she asked. I had a little bit of time, not very much.
Okay.
Because I have to be home to pick my wife up. And so I thought I would come out and meet her and nothing more.
Okay. And how old was the person you were chatting with?
I'm not sure.
How old did she tell you?
I don't remember.
You don't know? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I know she was young, and I know that...
Under 18?
Not sure.
Okay. How old are you?
48.
48? Okay. Do you remember the person, the name of the person that you were coming to visit?
Willow.
Willow. The male, female?
Female.
Female, okay. And what location were you coming to?
I don't remember the address.
Do you remember the street name?
I don't. It was in Petaluma.
Okay. Did you write it down, directions or anything that you...
I wrote it down earlier when she gave it to me.
Okay. Is that in your car?
I don't know.
It seemed that the man didn't remember much of their interactions. However, police had already kept an eye on him for a while.
What made you think that the girl was under the age of 18?
She was young. I don't remember exactly what she said. I do know that I didn't intend to do anything because I didn't have any time, and I was, to be quite honest with you, just curious.
Okay. When you were chatting with her, do you remember her screen name?
Not positive. She messaged me a couple times too.
Okay. Okay. What I'd like to do is maybe I can refresh your memory. Did you ever talk about, I mean, what kind of things did you talk about in the chats?
Just playing.
What kind of playing?
Just talking. I don't remember the specifics.
Do you remember when you started chatting with her? What date?
It was either yesterday or the day before.
So yesterday would have been the...
Oh, wait.
25th?
Maybe yesterday.
25th. Do you remember talking to her on the 23rd of August? So that would have been Wednesday?
No.
Okay.
Did I?
Yeah, there's chats here. You're talking tall, dreamy, /Doc. That's you? Okay, talking with Willow Filipino.
I don't remember it being on. She wanted me to come visit her,
okay,
and I didn't want to come.
What name do you use besides Tall Dreamy Doc? Do you use another name, like a false name that you use when you meet people?
I have a nickname.
What's that?
Mo or Marco.
Marco. Okay. And then if you told her that you were Marco in San Francisco, that would have been accurate.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay. Then on August 24th, you're chatting with her, and you tell her, "I'm Marco, by the way, in San Francisco." She said, "Thanks, I'm Willow." Okay. I'm in the 707. I'm 13, female. What's your ASL? And then you say, "Oh goodness, I'm 29. Sorry." Is that accurate?
I don't remember.
But would that be accurate that you?
I don't remember.
I mean, does anybody else use your computer?
I don't know. I don't remember those words. I don't remember her age.
But obviously, you knew she was under the age of 18, so
I
knew that
she was young.
The conversations between the two people were revealed, and it was only getting creepier each time.
I remember she saying that she had trouble finding somebody to make her feel good.
Okay.
I was playing with her.
And then you typed to her, "I wouldn't stop until you came over and over."
I remember saying that.
You talked to her about kissing her chest.
I don't remember.
So do you remember when she gave you the address of where she lived?
No, but I know she wanted me to come yesterday, and I told her I wouldn't.
Okay. And how was she? Did she tell you how she was able to have you come over?
She said she was alone.
Okay. Do you know where her parents were?
I can't remember. She said her mother went away or something.
Okay. How about her father?
I don't know.
Okay.
She begged me to come over. I mean, I don't know how you guys. I mean, if you read, when I told her I wouldn't come, she said she was begging me to come.
Okay. On August 24th, so that would have been Thursday. You said, "Willow, I would like to, but I could get in trouble," meaning, for her coming over. Okay, so that's accurate. You said that?
I don't remember.
Okay. And then you told her, "No, I'm real, but you're under 18 and I'm over. We would have to be so careful."
I don't remember saying that, but I told her that she needed to be. I was concerned about her. She needed to be careful.
Okay. Do you remember talking to her or asking her, "Do you like the French?"
I don't remember.
Did you ever see a picture of her?
I think she has pictures.
Okay. So you commented about her body looking pretty hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And then you asked her what bra size she wore, and she said 30B, but it's kind of big on me right now. I'm still growing.
I don't remember her saying.
The story took an unexpected twist when Dr. Wallen claimed he was trying to warn the woman about their relationship, to no avail.
I remember saying for her to be careful and she can get into trouble and she shouldn't be doing this.
Okay.
And that's why I didn't come. And the only reason I came today, I was curious, but I wasn't going to do anything. I had no intention to do anything. And if you read that, you can tell that over and over again I said that both I shouldn't come, she should be careful.
But I'm also reading, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking about that you want her to take your pants off.
When?
You talk about, what will you wear? I don't know, whatever's clean, something sexy. And you said, will you take it off for me? And then you ask her that you want her to take her pants off also. You can take mine off if you want.
I wasn't
so
going to
how do you want to do it?
I wasn't going to do anything.
Okay.
I'm
but
just
you're
telling.
Here you're telling me you're concerned for her welfare.
But you read on, and I was playing with her. It was that was not appropriate. But then when you read on, I say over and over again that she shouldn't be doing this. I can't come see you. She begs me to come. Officer Nelson, I shouldn't have talked to her. You're right. I wasn't going to do anything.
Have you ever done this before?
No.
Never?
Never met a 13-year-old?
On the internet, yeah.
No.
You told her you were a doctor.
Officer Nelson, you have to believe me. I would never have done anything to her.
Okay, Maurice, I'm just reading your chats, and you're talking about being concerned for her, and you're asking her, will you suck me? And I want you to taste me?
I would never have done that.
Did you say that?
I don't remember.
Okay,
I don't remember, but I never would have done anything to her.
And then you show up. I mean, where do you live? In Piedmont? How long did it take you to get here?
40 minutes.
Where's your wife right now?
At a party.
So where does she think you're at work?
No, I told her I would go out for a little while. I never would have done anything. I never had any intention. I didn't have time to do anything, first of all. Second, I think you can read a lot out of that. I agree. And I don't claim to have said all of it. But you also read that I didn't want to come, that she begged me to come over and over again. And I was curious.
By this point, he already regretted what he did. Unfortunately for him, it was too late.
So what would have happened if you saw her there? Drove 40 minutes from Piedmont to meet a 13-year-old.
I didn't know she was 13.
That nothing would have happened.
That's right.
You expect me to believe that? After you talk about having
it's the truth.
Different sexual
it's the truth.
acts with her?
It's the truth. She begged me to come. And I know that doesn't make it right, but
what kind of computer were you conversing with her on?
Mac.
The laptop or yours?
Yeah.
Okay. And where is that computer right now?
At home.
At home? Does anyone else have access to it?
Yeah.
It's yours?
Yeah, everybody has access to it.
Okay. Who else is in the house that?
We have 2 kids, a wife.
Any other computers besides the Apple?
In a home or being used by me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Both.
Oh, we have 3 other computers.
At home?
But I don't use the other ones very much.
Are they desktops or desktop? Did you send her any pictures?
No.
Is this a picture of you?
Yeah.
Were you wearing a wig?
I just had my hair done differently.
Okay.
When can I speak to an attorney?
So at this point, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about?
No, I mean, what can I say?
Okay. All right. The time's approximately 14:38. Do the interview.
Can I call my wife?
I'll walk you over to the trailer.
In the end, Dr. Wallen was charged with felony attempted misconduct with a much younger person, but eventually pleaded no contest, earning him 2 months of house arrest, 3 years of probation, and his name being included in a lifetime registry of individuals convicted of inordinate and anti-moral offences. The next case involves an elderly man who struggled to nurse his partner, so he decided to turn to something sinister.
We're going to sit here and make sure I don't her. Bye.
Start screaming at me at 6 o'clock in the morning. Please don't.
I appreciate
Please don't leave.
Really do.
45 PD, scene secured. One female.
On the 5th of April 2023, a horrifying 911 call was made from a man who had been nursing his bedridden partner for years. The call was chilling.
Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Yeah, she's a hospice patient, and she's getting uncontrollable. Trying to cry on the bed, and I can't control her anymore. She needs, for her own safety, to get the hell out of here.
Is she breathing?
Yeah, she's breathing. She's belligerent.
I understand that, and I recognize, sir, it's extremely frustrating. I get it. I'm sending help to you now. I need to ask you some questions for responders, okay?
Okay.
Does she have, Henry, does she have any medical conditions, anything we need to know about?
She's got a whole bunch of medical conditions. Get her the hell out of here.
Okay, sir. Does she need an ambulance or just police?
She needs to get out of here. I don't care how.
Well, he's trying to throw me out, but I'm in hospice. I'm bedfast.
Okay, are you hurt at all?
No, not really.
Okay, you're not hurt, hon?
Well, I wouldn't want to say.
Do you feel like you're in danger, ma'am?
Well, yeah.
Do you know if there's any weapons there in the home?
Yeah.
What type? Are there guns there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are they with you or with him?
I wouldn't want to say.
Okay.
He's been drinking this morning. Oh,
Police were dispatched to the house, and upon arrival, they were met with 2 different scenarios.
You got the story, sounds like somebody saying she doesn't feel safe.
We have my partner's on the phone with the social worker right now. We're going to try to figure something out.
Okay. Good deal. You guys all right?
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay.
So her social worker's become here?
I'm not too sure about that. So my partner is on the phone with her social worker, so we can try to figure something out.
Wonderful.
I echo what the fire said.
I understand.
It's you are taking on, you have undertaken a huge responsibility and a huge burden, and this is my first time out here, so I don't know any of the backstory.
We've had everybody out here.
I am going to echo what fire is saying, is that maybe you have reached your threshold.
I've reached kind of mine. You want to talk to a couple of friends and find out how far I've gone with her? They can't believe it?
No, I don't need to. I believe that you've
please sit down. You make me more comfortable.
I believe that you've done. But I think at this point, like I said, I'm going to echo the fire. I think you may have to reach out to more advanced care. Because when it all comes down to it, you have to take care of your own health. Because if you're not healthy, how are you going to take care of her?
Told that before.
And again, if she does have another fall, I think I saw, was it last week she had a fall?
Yeah.
If she has another fall, are you strong enough and able-bodied enough to pick her up?
I can't straighten her out of bed. She needs straightened out of bed. I don't have to straighten her out of bed.
You don't have any family in town?
I have a son.
You have a son?
My wife works.
Are they here in Rio Rancho or in Albuquerque?
Yeah, Rio Rancho, over there. Amazon. I haven't seen him in 2 years since COVID started. We've been shut off. I mean, we're alone here.
At this point, they were given solutions. However, they didn't accept any of it. It only left the cops with more questions.
So she
I'm
said.
not leaving here.
Okay. Well, okay.
That's just what she told me. I'm just relaying the message. So she said that she would talk to you, and she said that you need to calm down when you talk to her, I guess. Because I know you're frustrated. I know. I understand.
I haven't slept in 4 days, but...
Yeah. So that's what she said. So she said that she would contact you, or you can call her, and she'll talk to you about the plan.
Wonderful.
All right.
Everybody wants to talk about something, but nobody does anything.
So Erica said you can give her a call whenever.
I called her
when you
earlier.
get a chance. Yeah, she said.
Myself.
Yeah, she said you called her about 7 o'clock or so.
Well, whatever time it was.
Yeah. So.
Been up since 3. Don't know what you guys could do.
Yeah. Well, we're
you
just
sit here and make sure I don't her. Fine.
No, you're fine. Just.
Attest to that.
And you just don't want to go anywhere else, huh?
No, and this is my home too.
That's understandable, but you also have to have a little patience with your husband. Is it your husband?
No, it's not my husband.
Oh, no,
I'm partner.
Your partner.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You have to have some patience with him. He's doing the best he can, and you can also understand the frustration he's having. That he's trying.
Because he's also limited in what he can do for you as well.
That's right. And
So
all
it's
he
frustrating
can
for him.
do-
Because I'm sure he wants to help, but there's only so much that he can do. You understand what I'm saying?
And
And I'm sure you both get frustrated when it, and
well, I get very
tempers get a little bit,
He starts screaming at me at 6 o'clock in the morning.
So
3 o'clock
too.
So why is it that you don't want to go somewhere else where you can get
I bet that.
like 24-hour assistance?
She's been in various nursing homes.
Oh, I see.
And if she has to wait more than 5 minutes for something, she goes ballistic.
Oh.
Same thing here. I can't jump like a little boy. I'm on street.
That's not very nice.
I get to the point I can't take
Yeah,
it.
so you both have to be patient, ma'am. You got to be patient
I've
with
been
him, and
doing
you got to.
patient for a
I
long
understand.
time.
I know you're frustrated. And America mentioned that you have firearms. You're a firearms guy, huh?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'll tell you where they are. They're loaded. They're ready to go.
You want to see him?
No, we're good with that. We don't need to see him. I see there's one probably right there in that case, and I see one over there.
That's empty.
Oh, okay. What kind of firearms do you have? Were you a hunter?
I'm not going to tell you.
Were you a hunter?
I'm not going to tell you, no.
Oh, I am.
I'm a defender.
Oh, there you go. I'm both. I like folks that have.
Okay.
Because I have guns too.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. That's why I just conversation is all.
And after 8 o'clock at night, when I answer the door, I have a gun in my hand.
There you go. You got to protect yourselves.
Whenever it's dark.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
The woman seemed desperate to ask for help, but the police just brushed it off, an act that would turn out to be regrettable.
Alrighty, we're going to get out of here. Erica said you can give her a call whenever you get a chance.
Please don't.
I appreciate
Please
you.
don't, please.
You're very welcome,
Can't stay here all day.
Yeah, and that's why
And one of you stay.
we can't, ma'am. Yeah, we
Oh,
can't.
yeah, hey, let them babysit you. Give me a day off, okay? Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying you might consider getting the assistance from Erica, because Erica's willing to get you somewhere.
I don't
Get you
want to
some
go somewhere.
I know, I get it, but you can't
This
get.
is my home.
I know,
My things, my paintings,
I
my
know.
things are here.
I get it.
And he's in charge of, he's my POA and supposed to be taking care of me.
Yeah, but he's limited. He can't do a lot of things that other
I
people can do.
understand that.
And
And I don't ask anything unreasonable of you.
okay, are y'all gonna be okay with
fine.
me? All right, everybody. Don't say.
You didn't hear that, right?
What did you say?
I said, you're fine until I you.
All right.
He's threatened to do that.
That won't happen. That won't happen.
Yes, he has.
Unfortunately, the woman's fears were not taken seriously and the cops left without doing anything. But their departure would only mark the awakening of an evil no one imagined ever existed.
Alrighty, folks, we're gonna get out of here, okay?
Okay, fine with me.
Do you have any questions while we're still here? Do you have any questions
Are
about
you a man's man?
Do you feel safe?
Are you a man's man or a woman's man?
I'm not sure what that means.
Are you going to listen to Macho? You Macho?
I listen to everybody.
Hey, they're like this. They're macho, okay? We're going to take care of you. That's what they're here for.
I just want to know.
Alrighty, folks, we're gonna get out of here, okay? If you do need us, give us a call, alright? Alright, sir?
You bet.
It's Henry, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you can't shake
Ma'am.
my hand?
I can, I sure can. Hey, Doggy. Your doggy's blocking the way over here. He's taking care of you.
And if you ever want to
Alright, ma'am.
drop in unexpectedly,
You take care, okay?
feel free.
And consider getting some help 24/7. You know? I know this is your home, but it's something to consider. There comes a time when, you know, we all need help. That's all.
Can I have a card?
Sure.
Are you gonna come back at Jack?
We can. If you need us. If you need us, yes.
When?
If you're driving by, I'll stop in, please.
Okay.
Do.
Alrighty,
To
sir.
check on her, whatever.
You bet. And on you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Never thought about that.
Would you do me a favor and help get me out of this pit
Out of
before
where?
you leave?
There we go.
Get you out of where?
I'm sinking down
It's
into
the
pit.
bed. The bed's not going anywhere.
It's going under the
Let me take a look. I think it's okay. No, it's fine. Everything looks good there.
She thinks the bed is sinking.
I want to be put up.
That's the car. The first name is Officer Rodella. That's my friend right here, and the second name is Officer Baca. That's me. Okay.
Okay, would you please put my bed up?
How do you want? I don't want to.
You want the bed up or do you want it down a little bit?
So
Good. Top right.
That one right there.
That's the other one.
Yeah, that's
that's top left. This one.
No.
Other way.
See, that's what I go through. She wants it up, she wants it down. Yeah. Nuts.
By this point, she asked cops directly for help, to the man's annoyance.
Do you want to be up a little bit?
Yeah.
Negative, I'm just gonna go.
That good?
Yeah, but what I have to have, and you'll help me with this, I know you're a good soldier.
What's that? Oh, this thing? There we go.
What happened to your phone?
And he agreed in front of you to always leave the phone where I could reach it. Henry,
Huh?
did you agree to that?
What?
To always leave the phone where I can reach it.
You bet.
Just in case.
Not that you can do anything with it, but it's there.
Okay. How's that?
It's okay, except right here.
On top?
It's
Okay.
it's hurting.
Never right. I mean, just go on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's alright. Let's see. It looks like it's straight now. I think we're okay. There must be something under there. Yeah, everything's fine.
Oh, you got it.
There we
You got it, officer.
There we go. How's that? Good?
Wait, on this side, see,
They're ready to go. They got other things to do.
just pull it on this side a little bit and you'll be fine.
I'll grab it. I'll grab it real quick. What is it? I think it's okay.
All day long.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Henry, we'll see you. Oh, good luck. Good luck.
I need that.
Bye-bye now.
You take care now.
All right.
Thanks, you.
And give Erica said you can give her a call whenever
I'll do that.
whenever you're calm, she said. So you look fine to
Well,
me
that's
now.
not going to be calm, Joe.
Yeah, and just don't talk too loud. I know you have a loud voice anyway. Just talk to her.
Could you do me a
soft.
favor?
That way she doesn't get all.
Get me a Coke from the refrigerator.
You're still not done.
Please. Please.
Get out of here. Go away.
Not gonna get it for me.
Another 911 call was made that afternoon, and police would soon regret their actions.
Summer winds in Western Hills.
Summer winds in Western Hills?
Here fast.
All right, what's going on there?
There's somebody they're screaming and hollering. Somebody got killed or something. I don't really know. Just get somebody over here.
Who else is in there? Who else is inside the house? Okay.
What's going on? What happened to his head?
Go ahead and start EMS.
Come on, Molly! Come on! Come on!
Got him down for what?
Yep.
Come on!
You got anything on you?
What? No!
Are you sure?
No!
527 PD, go ahead and start EMS.
445 PD, scene secured.
Now the cops were talking to the witnesses, leading to a chilling discovery.
What happened? Were you guys here when this happened?
No, I had called Henry, and I noticed that he was crying when I called him. That was just minutes ago that we were coming over.
Is Henry the one laying on the ground?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
that's
did
Henry.
you guys see what happened?
No.
You guys came over here after the fact?
After.
Yeah.
The neighbors were here
Okay.
before.
What happened?
I don't have any idea. He was hollering. Come on in.
Sure.
He was hollering and screaming.
The old man over there?
Yes.
Yeah, and my wife went
What was
out.
the outside hollering and screaming?
Yep, out the porch.
He was sitting in the doorway.
In the doorway.
And
Yeah.
he was calling for help. I went out because I heard this funny noise. I didn't realize it was a person until I got outside. And he kept saying, help, help. So I went over and I said, Henry, what's the matter? Call 911. He says, call 911.
So I called.
He said he.
That's what he said. But he was hysterical. I couldn't get him to calm down after
He was
that.
just rolling on the floor, just screaming. He's had a lot of trouble with her.
Well, she's had a lot of,
So
And
that's
he
the
can't
statement
lift
that came out of his mouth was, I. Okay.
yes, but I don't know if he means
He probably, that would have happened if he would have picked her up and dropped her.
She was,
I mean, he could. You don't really
she
know.
was still in bed.
Did you happen to see her or anything?
I went over to the bed to look at her.
And she was obviously unresponsive.
I didn't even try to talk to her or anything. I just went over and looked at the bed, saw that she was covered in blood,
Okay.
and her eyes were closed, and she didn't look like she was breathing.
What is he?
Not good.
I mean, he's, like I said, he thinks the world.
They finally arrest the man. However, he couldn't recall what he actually did.
All right, sir. I'm gonna have you put your hands behind your back. Give me this hand.
Shoulder.
I got you. We're going slow. I'm going slow.
Shoulder. Shoulder. No, shoulder.
I got you.
Not shoulder. You were here earlier.
I was not here earlier, no.
Well, who took care of me earlier? You were here earlier. They took care of me earlier.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna roll towards me, all right?
I know. I got.
Roll up towards. Sit up, sir.
You're hurting. Why are you hurting?
I need you to sit up. Sir, sit up.
I can't do anything.
There we go.
His legs under the I need to breathe. I can't breathe.
Okay, I'm gonna have you stand up, all right?
Ambulance right outside for
Here we go. 1, 2,
on your feet, okay?
3.
I don't know where that.
God, why are you hurting me?
To the front door, sir. To the front door. We're gonna step outside.
Not going anywhere.
So I got him on pretty loose.
It's not loose. Whose car?
I'm gonna lock him so bad I'll sleep on his head.
No, that hurts. You're hurting.
I got you.
Please.
You're-
No.
Lean up.
Thank you.
Better?
That helps.
Okay.
Did I do that?
So nobody else is inside the house?
You can advise PD to do that. I can't call your attorney.
Call the attorney. I won't say a word.
Okay, that's your right.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt you.
One might think the man would follow the cops after what he did, but instead he blamed them for his actions.
I want a lawyer.
One will be appointed to represent you before.
No, I asked for a lawyer already. Go yourself.
You can decide.
I already asked for a lawyer.
Exercise these
What
rights
did you hear me?
and not answer any
You didn't
questions
hear
or
me
make
at all.
any statements.
You're not listening. You didn't help me at all.
Do you
Earlier,
understand the right
it's all
to
your
interview?
fault. You guys caused this.
Do you understand the right?
No, I didn't hear a word you said.
Do you want to?
I didn't hear a word you said.
Okay, I would be happy to read it for you again. If
I
you want
don't
to
hear
stop
you
yelling
at
me
all.
and listen to it.
I don't hear you at all. I'm sorry.
Okay, stop yelling for a minute
No,
and I will.
I
read
won't
you.
stop yelling. You caused this. You didn't stop me this morning. It's your fault. Not yours personally. There's a car over there.
We'll figure that out. I don't know who it
You
is.
figure it out right now.
Okay.
That's my
Listen to
important things that right my dog.
Listen to me. I'm going to read the.
No! I'm in no condition. You can't talk to me. I'm in no condition to be talking to you. No! Oh no! She wanted it. I think she knew it was coming. I think she knew that was going to happen.
The situation took a shocking turn as he became aggressive, denying responsibility.
Why is my attorney not on the phone?
I read through Miranda, but he was yelling and screaming at me the whole time, so it's not really a good Miranda.
What's
but
his
it's
name?
What is your name, sir? Is it Henry? Henry, right? Yeah.
What?
What's your name, sir?
My name's Henry.
Henry, this is what we're gonna do, okay?
No, whatever you do is not okay. Call Molly. Let her know what happened.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
That's not how this works.
No, that's how it works.
No.
Yes, that's how it works.
We're gonna put you in the back of a police unit.
I know that.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Are you hooked up to oxygen right now?
I need oxygen.
Where's your tank at? Inside?
I don't have a tank. I use it's portable.
Are you okay to take the portable?
Have you guys seen how big it is?
I don't know.
Well, if you let me go, I'll show it to you. It's cold. God damn it! Why are you freezing me? You know what the temperature is out here? Well, you better find out because you're freezing me. I'm sorry. God, I want to cooperate. I want to know whose car that is because I think if it's there, they can take care of my dog. There's somebody in my house with that car.
There's nobody in your house. We went through your house. There's nobody in your house.
You were here earlier, were you not? Did I not ask you for help?
We tried to help.
And you did not help me, did you?
Yes, we could.
Did it really happen? Did it happen? You're not going to tell me. Did it happen?
I don't know what happened.
Can you listen a little bit more? Just a little bit more.
They should be.
It's cold. Don't you know it's cold out here?
I know. I'm standing in it too.
Well,
we're gonna get you.
God, put a blanket over there, some goddamn thing.
It was too much for him to bear. He wasn't responding at this point.
Henry, stop this.
I can't hold you up all day.
You gotta help out a little bit. Henry, stop.
What's his name?
Henry.
Henry, do you know your date of birth? Henry, can you hear me? Henry, I'm just asking for your date of birth, buddy. Are you willing to give that to me? Alright.
Henry, what's your birthday?
What happened?
What's your birthday?
What?
What's your birthday? What's your birthday, Henry?
Huh? Who am I talking to?
Henry, focus on me, okay? Hey, what's your date?
Who are you?
My name is Officer Wysong, okay? I'm with Rio Rancho Police Department.
Okay, who was here earlier?
Who was here earlier?
Somebody, I want to talk to somebody. So was here earlier.
Hey, Henry, before we...
No, they were here earlier. I want to know who they were.
I don't know who was here earlier, sir.
Well, you find out.
Henry, can I just get your date of birth?
No, I'm not comfortable. I want to find out who was here earlier.
Okay.
Please find out, please. I want to talk to them.
Even when her son was on the phone, he was still blaming the cops of what he had done.
I talked to Junan for another 10-15 minutes, and then Junan said to me, plain as day, he's pointing at my head, and that's the last words she said to me.
Did you hear any muffling?
I heard a noise, but it wasn't like it was like a scraping sound, but immediately after that, Henry started screaming, hysterically screaming for about 20 minutes, because I listened for 40 minutes, and I'm yelling into the phone, somebody pick up the phone. I heard the neighbors come in, I heard the ambulance come in, the police come in, and nobody ever picked up that phone. The dynamic with Junan Tonell is this, she has absolutely no patience or time, and the world revolved around her, and it had to be done now. And it's my opinion, but I feel she contributed to her demise with her acid tongue.
Can't you call in to find out who I saw earlier this morning?
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Any specific reason why you want that?
Yeah, because they were talking to me about the condition I was in and a problem I was having with the lady that there was a problem with.
The lady, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then they'll have more information on that, correct?
Of course.
They'll have more information on that in regards to like what you're talking
I want to know what they thought at the time.
Okay.
It was very important. I was very upset at the point, and they were supposed to be helping me.
You remember
I don't know their names, but it was earlier this morning.
was it a man or a woman?
2 women, 2 men.
2 men.
2 men.
Okay, and one second.
I mean, something went wrong. God, something went wrong. Something really happened.
That's what the other officers are trying to find out.
Oh, no. No, couldn't have. No, it didn't. No, it didn't happen.
Lower your voice. Okay. We're in the hospital.
In the end, the man was charged with second-degree. Moving on to the plastic surgeon who thought his status could outweigh his crimes.
I'm supposed to be operating.
Okay, that's fine. This is more important right now. If not, I might have it in my phone.
What we're going to do at this point is we're going to invoke your rights against self-incrimination.
On the 24th of May 2022, police conducted a traffic stop after they were tipped off about a plastic surgeon who was in possession of illegal substances. Little did they know that this healthcare worker would do everything he could to get out of trouble.
I'll explain everything, okay?
What's going on?
I'll explain everything, all right?
I'm supposed to be operating right now.
Okay, that's fine. This is more important right now. Definitely. All right?
Burgundy, Kia Sorrento, Rosebud, 16 over.
Is this too tight to pull your hands? You can work the second set?
I want those burgers.
Operating where at? Operating where at? You said
Plastic surgeon.
Okay, where at?
My office.
Where's that at?
On 9th Avenue North.
You got anything in your pockets or anything?
I don't think so.
I'll check. Set this on your dash real quick.
The doctor was allegedly on the way to surgery, but unfortunately for him, this might have been the last time he could practice in the field.
You want somebody to come pick up your car? You want somebody to come and pick up your car? Because we're parked on 31st Street. It's
right.
Busy street.
I mean, I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay. Well, I'd love to talk to you. Before I can ask you anything, I've got to read you your rights, okay? But I want to figure out, because we're blocking a busy street right here.
You're putting somebody to sleep right now for me to operate on.
Okay.
So I have to call
Would you like me to call them and tell them? Or are they going to do that when you show up?
They're all waiting for me right now.
Okay, so are they doing the medicine prior to you showing up?
Sedation, probably somewhat. Usually
yes or no? Because I'll make a call over there.
Yes, please call.
Okay.
It's 328.
What is it?
Can I take the telephone number?
Yep.
328-2299.
Okay. Can you call 328-2299, the office, and just tell them not to sedate the next person?
What is it?
328. What is it? 2299? 2299?
328-2299.
Yep, 328-2299. Is there somebody that can pick up your car, or are we just gonna tow it?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Who is it?
Just tell them if somebody just come pick up the car, they'll do it. There's more than enough people.
Are you saying from someone from the office?
Yeah, there's more than enough.
He's saying there's more than enough people at the office to come and pick up the car. I know you probably have no clue what's going on right now, but I think you have a perspective of what I'm going to bring up that I'd appreciate statements for. That's up to you. I want to ask you specific questions, but before I do that, I have to read you your rights. Okay? We do that with everyone that's in custody. Okay? All right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. You could decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
My attorney, Kevin Hazlett.
Okay. You want your attorney present?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
By this point, the surgeon would only talk if he had his attorney present. He could stop himself from talking, but the evidence police found would directly land him in jail.
Do you, because he's going to ask, do you want to talk to us while he's present in our interview room?
I want to talk to you.
Do you want to talk to me while your attorney is there in the interview room?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Yes. Narcotic bag. It's just for like a meth pipe. A pipe, one like this big. Do you have a meth test kit by any chance? If not, I might have it in my car.
Now his attorney was on the phone, attempting to get him out of this situation. However, there was enough proof to completely charge him.
Hi, this is Detective Bauer with St. Pete Police.
Hey, Detective Bauer, how are you? Kevin Hazlett here.
Good, Kevin.
Just talking to your sergeant. I'm just gonna, if you could do me a favor, just put it on speaker. I'll let Bill know what I just said to your sergeant.
Yep. He's right here. He can hear you. You want to confirm that you can hear him?
Yes. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, here's what we're going to do. I talked to the sergeant, who's a nice young lady. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to invoke your rights against self-incrimination. This is not the time to tell your story. There will be a time. This is not that time. So I have invoked your rights against speaking to them. We'll have an opportunity to speak to the right people at the right time. Just today's not the time. So I'm going to ask you not to answer any more of the questions. They're not going to ask you any more questions. I would ask Bill that you don't voluntarily want to explain what happened because there'll be a time for that. Do you understand that, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's assume that you've been given propofol and you can't talk. Okay, so just say nothing. Let's go ahead and just I'll connect with you. I will get you bonded out of jail this afternoon. It will take probably till 3 or 4 o'clock today. They've got to you. They're going to take you. This process takes some time. So after you get out, you and I will talk. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then at the appropriate time, we will talk to the people that need to hear your story. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
Detective.
No worries.
Thank you, Sergeant. If your sergeant's still there,
I will let her know.
appreciate it. Yeah, Bill won't be making any statements, and then if it's possible, and if it's not, I totally understand. If someone could just let me know at this number that he's been at Pinellas County Jail,
okay,
and I'll go over there and make sure he's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you could, as a courtesy, I certainly would appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do that.
That'd be wonderful, and I really appreciate it. Bill, I'll talk to you this afternoon. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Bill.
Take care.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Bye. Is that Quaaludes? Sorry. I know. I made it.
They're nice and warm for you.
Oh, thanks.
In the end, the man was charged with possession of illegal substances, intent to distribute, and obstruction of justice. And now we have a drunk nurse who fled the scene of a hit and run.
Well, you were involved in an accident earlier. You backed into that car.
No.
Yeah.
I have not damaged any other car. What in the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm going to have to place you under arrest for OVI, okay? Operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol,
No,
okay?
you're not going to do that. I was not driving drunk. You got me at my house, so what?
On the 16th of December 2023, police received a call regarding a late-night hit and run on a busy roadway. The police found that the suspect had fled. It didn't take long for them to find the driver.
4boy31, you changed my location to... Mark right there. Just approximate height. So we make contact.
Montgomery and Highland, John Ida Young, 6517.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, how, did you just come from down off of, you came from Ronald Reagan? Get off the exit there?
Hold on, Bill. Why are you here?
What's that?
Come on in.
You come in? Okay. Yeah, it's...
Why are you here?
Just here to check on you. Well, you were involved in an accident earlier. You backed into that car.
No.
Yeah.
I don't recall that.
Careful, ma'am. You okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. How much do you have to drink tonight?
1 or 2 glasses of wine.
All right. Well, when you, where'd you come from tonight? Were you coming from,
Downtown.
Downtown?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Right.
Got off on Hunt right there by the Crossgate lanes?
Correct.
Okay. Well, the car that, you pulled out into that, the intersection a little bit, you backed up to get back, because he said it was a red light still. Another car honked at you.
Okay.
And remember when you backed up to get out of the intersection?
I don't know. What are you talking? Why are you here?
Well, you backed into the car that was behind you. You you bumped them a little.
Was there an accident, or is there an
Yes.
accident report?
Yes, there will be. Yes, I'm performing.
You want to look at my car?
Yeah. Come on in.
I really don't understand. Okay.
Be careful walking down right here. Okay.
Good.
What do you mean you don't understand?
That I had an accident.
Well, yeah, you got marks on here. I already looked at it. It's the same spot where you backed into his vehicle, and you got your paint transfer on his vehicle, and the color of his vehicle's transferred paint on here. It's kind of faint, but it's right here is one of the little areas. You don't remember backing into his vehicle?
I absolutely don't even know why you're here. Are you telling me that I had an accident right here?
That looks like one of the paint transfers, but I have white paint transfer from your vehicle, and they took a picture of your vehicle when you backed into him. And then they said he got out of the vehicle, and he said when you got the green light, you left.
Okay.
You didn't realize that happened?
Does that look like an accident?
What's that?
Does that look like an accident?
It looks like contact between two vehicles.
Okay.
Contact.
So what would you like me to do?
Well, do you have insurance information?
Of course.
Okay.
Despite appearing intoxicated, she still refused to do any of the sobriety tests. This was a huge mistake.
Where did you come from tonight? Like, what you said you were downtown?
Yeah.
You had drinks down there?
Yeah. Is this really an accident?
Well, it's contact between two vehicles, and when you left the scene, that's when you leave like that. That's leaving the scene of an accident.
What can I do for you?
Well, now I see issues that, like, that you may have been too impaired to operate this vehicle safely. I mean, you're pretty intoxicated right now. I can smell it on you. Your eyes are watery. You got slurred speech. You're kind of unsteady on your feet. And coupled with the fact that we got a reported accident that you left the scene from, that's a problem, okay?
Do you need to call an attorney, or what are we talking about?
You can if you'd like to. I just, for one, I need insurance information.
Okay.
Because I'm doing this this crash report, okay? You able to get that out of the vehicle, or do you have it on your phone or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do that. 31 on when you're doing that. Okay, well, here's the situation we're at right now, okay? You seem like you're very impaired. All this put together makes me think that you may have been too impaired to safely operate this vehicle. From what I've heard from other people.
Do a breathalyzer?
I'd like to perform some tests just to see if I could rule out.
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. You don't want to perform any tests to let me rule out anything?
You came to my home. There is no dent on my car. I have not damaged any other car. What in the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm investigating a hit skip where you left the scene of an accident.
Okay.
That's what I was investigating. And as I come across you, I can see you're very impaired, and that's why I wanted to run some tests.
All right.
But you don't want to do those?
You gonna put the sirens on? What the hell?
No sirens, no.
What is this?
Well, look, do you have, ma'am, did you want to perform this test or no?
No.
No? Okay. Here.
You want me to call my attorney?
We'll call him in a little bit, okay? Do you have your phone with you?
It's in my car.
In the what?
In my phone.
In the house?
Condo, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Due to the totality of the circumstances.
This is a really big crime scene.
Ma'am, you might want to listen to me. Due to the totality of the circumstances, I'm going to have to place you under arrest for OVI, okay? Operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, okay?
No, you're not going to do that.
I am, okay? Now, you can stay calm, and you can be cooperative with me. We can go back to the PD. We can take care of this, do some paperwork, and then we come right back over here tonight. Or it could turn a bad way, okay? So, I'm going to have to place you in cuffs. I'm going to have to take you to the Blue Ash Police Station. Now, listen. Listen to me, ma'am. Very important, okay? I'm trying to do you some courtesies here. If you want to walk inside with me, grab a phone. Where's your phone? I can get that for you and lock everything up. Okay. Do you want me to? I can have this officer go inside, grab your phone, lock it up for you. You want to do that?
I am absolutely unsure why you are doing this.
I just explained everything to you.
Okay, let's go in my condo. Is that okay?
We'll go get your. We'll go. You got this locked up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on in here. We'll grab your phone. We'll come back out here.
The woman seemed to think she was too good to be arrested after breaking the law, but she was very wrong.
But hey, listen to me. Before we do this, you're not going to try anything fishy, right?
What do you mean fishy?
I've already explained to you. You are under arrest. Do you understand me? Ma'am, listen to me.
No,
do you understand
get your hands off me.
Okay, we're not going to do that, okay? Here, just go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Yes. Put your palms together.
We're very serious. When an officer tells you you're under arrest, okay? You don't...
Just trying to do you a courtesy, but I think it's you're not going to cooperate with me very well, okay?
I will cooperate.
No, you're not understanding you're under arrest.
For a fender bender?
For a what?
Is that a fender bender?
A fender bender?
Well, you struck a vehicle and then you left the scene. And you're intoxicated.
You're talking about it?
Yes.
Where did that happen?
Right there off of, Here, come on back over here with me, okay?
I have a phone and,
I got you, but the way you're acting, I'm not letting you go inside that house because I'm afraid you may do something silly, okay? Do you want this officer to go grab your phone for it and lock your house up for you? We can do that for you. Okay. Where's your phone at? Was it right there on that couch?
I would like to lock my door. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would like my phone to
call your lawyer, right?
Yeah, well,
yes.
Can you get off my arm?
Well, I'm holding on to you.
I would like to have my phone to, record what you guys are doing.
We're recording.
It's all being recorded. It's right here.
Okay, good.
We're both recording.
Good.
So you want your keys and your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your keys?
please go in? Can we go in?
What? He can go in and retrieve them for you, okay? I already told you I'm not letting you go inside because you're acting a little non-cooperative, okay? He'll get your phone and your keys. Does that work?
Okay.
Okay.
Would you, Emma, you give me permission to do it?
No.
No. Okay. Would you like me to at least lock your door?
No.
No. Okay.
All right.
I don't even know what you're doing. Why are you
Okay, well,
pushing me?
come with me. We got to go over here.
You want us to leave the door wide open? Is that
You
correct?
sure about that?
Should I get my phone though?
You want me to go get your phone?
He can go grab it for you, but you have to give him
Would you
permission
come
to do
in
so.
with me and get my phone?
No,
I
ma'am.
don't know where it is.
Yeah, let's just go over here. Come on. Come on.
Like a bartering
Yeah.
system.
We're not going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here, put your left foot on that little step right there. That way you can get up in
I
the...
cannot believe we are
Come on.
doing this. I really cannot.
There you go. Got it?
Hey, you're pushing me.
I'm
Hold
trying
on.
to help you.
Just a moment.
Okay.
I can do it.
The entitled woman still didn't think the situation was serious, even though she was already in jail.
All right, ma'am, step on in here. Go ahead.
You gonna do it or?
Okay, wait right there. Double check. You don't have any weapons or anything.
No, I'm a white upper middle class nurse, so I don't think I do.
All right. Did you urinate yourself? You're wetting your crotch right there. All right, ma'am, here. Just have a seat right there in that chair.
Okay, what are my options?
I'm going to ask you to give a breath test, the breathalyzer here. You can either refuse it and you get a 1-year suspension that the BMV imposes on you, or you can give a sample, and if it is over the per se limit set by law, then you will have a 90-day, a 3-month suspension on your license.
So if I say no, and I get my attorney, what does that mean?
Here. Ask your attorney. Can you sign this? And that'll be good. Just need you right there. Thank you, sir.
Hold on just a moment, right?
And then, ma'am, can I get your signature right here, just stating that the advice on the back of this form was read to me and I have received a copy of this form. You'll get this yellow copy when we're done here.
What is this all about? I was not driving drunk. You got me at my house, so what?
Well, I'm using my investigation, totality of the circumstances. I'm piecing
So
everything
am I
together. Right here, right here. It just says the advice on the back of this form was read to me and I received a copy of this form. Okay.
She did not comprehend the gravity of her mistakes. She had no idea things were about to take a different turn once the police grew annoyed with her disrespectful attitude.
It's called implied consent in the BMV. They will automatically, anytime a police officer asks for a chemical sample, like a breath sample, if you refuse, then the BMV automatically...
Okay, let's go back here.
Well, here, let me get ahead of you, okay?
driving.
I'm not discussing anything right now, okay? Because we're going to get caught in a loop, okay? So let's focus forward. Let's get through this. We can get you back home tonight, okay? Because that's the ultimate plan. I just want we'll get all this done. I get you assigned everything, and we get you back home, okay? Just because, in my experience, you get caught in a loop and you get caught talking in circles with a lot of because I've explained everything to you, but people. A lot of times, in my experience, when people are impaired, intoxicated, they ask the same questions over and over and over. So we'll just avoid all that and let's just move forward, okay? Work together, get through this, I'll get you back home, okay? Did you make your decision? Do you want to give the sample or you refuse?
I would like to wait a minute in case he calls me back.
Okay. Can you do me a huge
do I have
favor?
that option?
Yes, absolutely. We can't wait all night, but I'm more than happy to give you some time.
How long can I wait?
What's that?
How long can I wait?
I'm going to get this all started. Once I get the paperwork done and we get the machine going, when it gives me the prompt, I'm just going to, if you don't say yes, I have to go forward and it will be counted as a refusal, okay? So if you wouldn't mind, can you come back over here? You got to keep the phone away from the machine.
Here?
Here you go. Yes, ma'am. There's that. And there's that if you want to look at that still. Correct. My investigation led me to believe that you were operating that vehicle while impaired.
But you did not see me driving that.
No, I have witnesses and I have proof that your vehicle struck another vehicle. There was contact between your vehicle and the other vehicle.
But you did not.
We're not having court here, okay? So we're not going to do that. If you have questions related to this process or anything like that, fine. But
So you
we're
followed me home.
We're not having court here, okay?
Or somebody.
Well, you can continue talking. I'm going to ignore that stuff, okay? If you have questions about this process, or if you have questions about contacting an attorney, by all means. We're not talking about the investigation right now, okay? Because we're not going to get in that, like I was just talking about. We're not getting caught in that loop, all right?
A loop.
Once you get an attorney, the attorney will do a request for discovery. You'll get all the information that I have, okay? You'll get all that. You'll get the body cam stuff. You'll get the reports, all that stuff, okay? So you just let your attorney do their job. What do you pay them to do, you know?
But you never pulled me over.
Okay, you can keep going on about that, but we're not talking about that. I've explained that to you. I've explained that to you right here multiple times, okay? You can either give a sample, and if you are over, then you'll have a 3-month suspension. If you refuse to give a sample, then you will have a 1-year suspension, okay?
What
Those
does
are your
that mean,
options.
a suspension?
Driving suspension. You may not drive your vehicle.
At all? Not going to work or what?
They may give you work privileges. They usually do. If it's not your first time, which I believe, yeah. I can't promise any of that, but usually, from my experience, what I've seen in the past, they typically do. Okay, well, then for the many time, you will have a 1-year suspension if you refuse. A 1-year suspension on your driver's license imposed by the DMV.
Undo that?
Well, they can request driving privileges.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the end, the woman was charged with OVI and failure to stop after an accident.